And a big test for a couple of ruckmen in particular. We haven't seen Griffin as yet. We're going to see Clark contesting with Billy Longer back in the side for the Saints this week. Griffin in for the Dockers. So here we go, the opening bounce. It favours a Longer run. And he's already been picked up. A free kick going the way of Fremantle, and just a wonderful, wonderful player in Nathan Fife.
Yeah, he could end up with the most votes in the Brownlow. Got Maverick Weller running with him as well. So Weller had the job last week on Cunnington from North Melbourne.
Mundy is a target, taken to ground, pulls the ball in, has it held. Over the top was Pearce, and we'll have a ball up.
Looked like Welty pulled the ball in towards him, tried to stooge the umpire, and that's a technique. Players often use that. Fife
couldn't get a run at it initially. Clark copped a shove in the back. Players allowed to go on. Mundy, the tackle was good on Weller. Here's a chance for Fife to get it out to the 150 gamer in Duffield, but his kick is going to drop short, and it falls into the arms of Dempster.
So Dempster relieves for the Saints, out to the skipper, and the roo. That's not a boo, that's a roo for the great Nick Revolt, who
already
today
on the half-back flank. Yep,
get a kick. Stanley presents beautifully. Maybe that's the way, Doom. Get Stanley back there, get Roo up the ground, and find out as the game progresses. Maverick Weller goes wider still. That's not where they wanted it, but they've got the numbers out there, the Saints. Stanley with good play. Gets it down to Farron Ray. Little chip inside might have been touched. Umpire said so. Crowley did well to get a hand on it. The ball spills. Diving in there was Bruce, kept his head over the ball, flying shot, smothered. Now the ball spills out. Armitage's snap is just offline and through for a behind.
Kicked a couple like that last week, David Armitage. Good bullocking player. Interesting that Lee Montagna had the run with roll against Boomer Harvey last week. Made a bit of a meal of it, and this week he gets the best run with player in Ryan Crowley, picking him up on the half-back flank.
I think he'd rather get beaten by Harvey, wouldn't he?
Speaking of the man, here he is, Crowley kicking up towards the centre wing area. Big Griffin was in the thick of things there, but didn't get a good look at it. You mentioned Stanley, Dermot. Next 5 weeks, pretty important for him as far as his future is concerned.
Well, I reckon the kid can play. I just solidly reckon he can play. He strikes me as one of these real confidence players, and he's going to suffer unless he believes he's getting a real good shot at it.
Clark, Mzungu, and now Mundy. A wobbler, still really on centre wing. Griffin, oh, the big man fell like a tree.
Going back to Stanley, he's 23 years of age, Sandy. They can't afford to get rid of him anyway because they haven't got the cattle up forward. Right. So he might be a late maturer, Reece. He's certainly athletically, brilliantly built to be able to be a good mobile forward and ruckman.
It's a poor kick by Gwilt. And Johnson's going to have a field day here while Revolt's picking himself up. He goes wide to Mzungu. Gets around Ray, kicks it long up towards Pavlich, goes for a free kick. It's for some of the great pieces of staging.
No, I think they're both down, Sandy. I think they actually got clobbered there.
Well, he's slow to get up.
Out, Dempster.
Dempster's the one in trouble, I think.
And it was Dempster's head that actually cleaned up the solar plexus of Pavlich. We'll have a look at that in replay in a moment.
In the meantime, Chips Fisher finds Stanley. So Stanley long and low. Rewall! Second grab. He's directly in front, 45 out. Bring us up to date with the Pav.
Pav is up. He's shaking his head and rubbing it. He got cleaned up, but the St Kilda player still down. Watch this in replay as Dempster comes through, and there was a head clash there in the end.
Well, they're calling for the stretcher for Dempster.
Yeah, so Dempster got it on the, if you have a look here, watch it in the temple, and it was more the forehead of Matthew Pavlich. So in the head clash, Pav was lucky enough to get it in the right spot, and Dempster in the wrong spot. And unfortunately, he is still
he's out.
Absolutely flat on the ground, and the doctor's out there. And just gingerly, it's moving now, but obviously looking after his neck and getting him in the right position. So, horrible situation.
Was Pavlich pushed into that?
I reckon he was,
yeah.
Little bit. I need another look at it. I was really concentrating on looking at the absolute impact on the side of the head then, so I probably need another look at it, see if there's...
Shunted a bit. It wasn't a tunneling or anything like that.
No, it was just natural pressure from behind, which moves him forward.
See there, the body sort of accidentally gives him a little nudge.
Yeah, there's nothing sinister.
He was almost off step, wasn't he, Dermy? He wasn't quite able to go for the mark. And
you know what did hurt him? He had his left arm held, and he lost his balance because he wasn't able to put two arms up.
So that is just an unfortunate head clash, and as you can see, Dempster was knocked out before he hit the ground.
Courageous stuff by Dempster. He didn't take his eye off the ball the whole time. That's why the umpire didn't give him a free kick as well. But you can see Dempster there just starting to wake up a little bit. But not a good start for the Saints.
So these are live pictures now. So the Saints doctors obviously doing the right thing, putting the cuff around the neck to support the neck.
Total precautionary.
You could hear the oar in the background as it was shown on the screens here at Etihad Stadium for the first time. So a hush falls over the stadium. Both teams have gone to their respective huddles. In the meantime, Matthew Pavlich is still being attended to by the Fremantle doctor in the middle of the ground. He's okay now, having a bit of a drink.
Just want to show one thing while we have this break here. Nick Riewoldt marked this one. He's always going to go to the footy, but this is what happens. Now, that's Josh Bruce's lead. And when you've got Nick as a key forward, he is so much desire for the footy. He's going to run to a footy that was not his. It was not his call, and he is going, because of what's made him great is also an error there. He just runs to everything. Josh Bruce had the dibs on that. He called it, he let up, the kick wasn't bad, and Roo coming back with the flight stuffed him up, because that's what he's always done. He's been brave and he's gone to it. Moons, you got a good look at that down there as well?
Yeah, what we have seen Roo up the ground a lot, which we did speak about at the start of the game. And like I said, Alan Richardson did say they want to play him up high. It's the first time this year they've had 3 tools in their forward line. It started out pretty well. I thought other than that collision there, it actually worked pretty well. Stanley's got into the game. He's had a nice lead on a mark on the lead. Sorry, he's had 3 possessions, and Riewoldt working back in behind the play. So at the moment, other than that little accident with he and Bruce, I think they're working pretty well together.
Thanks, Cam. Well, we know that Saunders was out of the selected side and Cameron Shenton came in and is the sub. Now, we have 20 minutes to not have to worry about a sub here because of the concussion situation. So the doctors
don't think he'll be back.
We don't think he's going to be back, but it gives the coaching staff at least 20 minutes to be able to play the sub without having to worry about him staying on for the full match. So they'll at least have their rotations. Darren Jolly there on the block these days as well, and former Collingwood Premiership ruckman. There he is alongside Shenton. He's the ruck coach down at St.Kilda, but Shenton, you'd expect him to come on now. So he can take the sub vest off at this stage and go onto the ground. So we'll probably get a good look at Shenton before they have to make a decision around quarter time.
Well, they're taking absolutely every precaution here with Dempster, as they should, but it's taking a considerable amount of time.
And the buggy, which was invented, of course, by the bloke sitting alongside me, Dermot Brereton, had the first ever buggy, didn't you?
Yeah,
introduced it to AFL football.
Yeah.
Melbourne panels on the side of it in those days.
We did too.
Is it because you put so many people on it?
Yeah, it was a growth industry. Talk about insider trading. We knew what was going to happen.
He's back to the game, man. Smithy had the major saying that. Yep, that's a shame.
So a great ovation, as you'd expect.
Okay, so as he leaves, Riewoldt is lining up. We'll certainly keep you up to date with the condition of Dempster. That's a very unfortunate way to start the game for him and St Kilda. So let's see if Riewoldt can convert. Clock's been ticking on, and we've now gone some 8.5 minutes.
A long quarter.
Indeed it will be. 50 goals last year for Riewoldt. Is this the start they wanted? It is. And he's got his 39th goal for this year.
Well, great start there by Nick Riewoldt and the St Kilda football side. It is going to be tough without Dempster out, because they're going to be one key defender out of their side, so it could be unbalanced with Saunders coming in. You see the work rate of Nick Riewoldt. There's been no harder working centre-half forward in the game for a long time. Just crashed the pack there, 2 grab mark, but most importantly, capable of going back and kicking the goal from 50 metres. 39 goals for a year. Great effort, Nick Riewoldt.
So the Saints by 7 points. A man down with Sean Dempster off the ground with concussion. But off to a flying start. So away we go again. Ball spills out the back. Fife put his body in beautifully. Almost drew the free kick, but we'll have another bounce. So big Clark in the ruck for the Fremantle Dockers, going up against Billy Longer. Shenton has now got the subs vest off. He can come on the ground at any stage for the next 20 minutes before a decision need be made. But we'd expect him to stay on, and the Saints will be one down for the rest of the game. Over the top of the ball, Sylvia, and umpire will have another bounce.
Dermot, we just saw Montagna in shot there. Had a disappointing week last week.
Yeah, he did. He was given a job and he just didn't handle it well at all. So I think they'll just let him back to, you go and find it. You be dangerous for us.
Give that one to Billy Longer. Farron Ray at the bottom of the pack. He's beset upon by 3 Dockers.
And just to add to that, Sandy, that's great scouting by Fremantle, because if he tagged last week and they've sent a tagger straight to him this week, why would you tag a bloke who's tagging?
Fantastic play by Subin. Gets it inside 50. The handball from Delaney was too strong. The call came from Nunes, I reckon. And he might get the ball away here. Good tackle. Morabito's done well. Dwelling, waiting. Another good tackle by Morabito. Hook tries to hack it off the ground. Umpire whistle says high. And it's going the way of St Kilda. It's against Pavlich for going in low, if anything. Sort of on the way through, he cleaned him up, but just got a shoulder to his head and gave away the free kick in diving in for the ball.
Yeah, went to Robertson. Now it's with Gwilt. Saints just trying to patiently come away. Oops. Running out towards the middle. Schneider plays on now. They've got an opportunity to go towards Rewalt territory once again. Mazungo might chop it off. Had an opportunity to hold the mark, but was unable to do so. Nunes went through, couldn't take it cleanly. Another opportunity for Subin. He's in all sorts of trouble. Gives it off to Mazungu. Mazungu backpedals a little. Now they're out of strife. Back towards centre wing. Pavlich has come a long way from full forward. He may get a run out of here. Can't get away cleanly. Goes to ground again. Opportunity for Shenton, who's just come onto the ground. He gives it to Dunstan. Dunstan into the middle, finds Ray. Ray steadies, then decides to go laterally to Savage. Savage is just on the defensive side of centre wing.
They've jumped out the block, St Kilda. At least they're up and about.
Yep.
And conversely, Freo look a little bit sluggish at the moment.
Spears a worm-burning pass towards the wing and finds Delaney. Delaney gets it off. Now they've got a chance to go again. He's a fair kick, Savage. He goes long in towards full forward, and it's smashed by Duffield over the boundary line. And we've got a throw in. Saints right forward pocket.
He can play, Shane Savage. You think about where he was static. He was on the 50 numerals on the half-back line, and now the ball's in the forward pocket just because of his work ethic. Could have kicked the ball a little bit better, but that is a fantastic effort.
Schneider at the back, tries to get onto his left boot. Little handball. Lenny Hayes dives in on top. They'd love to see him get one early, Lenny Hayes. The kick came from Curran and up and under, and it bounces just before the line and a throw in.
Alan Richardson said before the game they were going to be brave. They're going to take the ball through the middle of the ground. And we just saw that again through Savage. It was brilliant play.
So from the throw in, Clark thumps it. Dunstan. Ray, close to the boundary line, needs to nearly have a shot now. Sets it up with the left boot to the top of the square. Was good play. Still a dangerous ball in the hot spot. Touched off Bruce. The boot, and it's rushed through for a behind.
Brucey's not terribly good on his left. I don't know how he's going to snap it on his right.
No, that's just for balance, the right one, Derm, and it proved to be on that occasion.
But you get into it, and that's the bonus. That's the start.
His spur from the kick out towards Clark and Longer. Longer had front spot. Clark's the first to recover. The big man does well. Tries to find Mundy. Gets a cone bounce. Gets around Savage. Hand pass was a little poor. It just dropped a little short. Mazungu's calling for it, and he's got it on half back. Call to play on. Spur again. Up towards half forward. Lenny, you've got to get your skates on. I know you're retiring, but get going, because Morabito is there. So too is Barlow. Back to Morabito on all fours. Picked himself up, but Pearce gets claimed.
Great tackle.
Longer can't take it. Morabito goes again. Were they into his back? No. It was Armitage who applied the tackle, and we'll have another stoppage.
I don't think I've seen Freo play this bad for a long time now. Conversely, we've got Lenny Hayes, who's one of the best tacklers in the game, laying a tackle like that. But, gee, their disposals are just not hitting the target at all Freo at the moment.
Oh, could we dream, guys? Could we dare to dream? They did it for Jonathan Brown up in Queensland a few weeks ago. Could they do it for Lenny this week?
And they have won 9 of the last 11 against this lot. So who knows? Delaney takes plenty of time. Gets it away to Robertson. Robertson's hand pass is smothered. Here's an opportunity for Main. He gives it to Pavlich. Round the body he goes, but into the arms of Gwilt.
So Gwilt on the last line of defence.
It's a 7-metre kick.
Savage in the back pocket.
Boxing himself in a bit here.
He finds a bit of space in the end, got around, good play. Kicks it up to half-back flank position for the St Kilda side. Clark goes at it, Zungu with him, and over the line goes Derm. You're pointing at something?
Now, that's the second time Longa's gone against Zach Clark in a marking contest. Control the situation where the drop is, yet if Zach Clark gets the 7 metres to the ball on the deck within 3 seconds, while Longa's 7 metres further behind, his recovery is terrible. He's got to get that into his game if he wants to make a fist of this league career.
Schneider slapped it onto his right boot, which is also there for balance turn, and as a result, it's out of bounds.
Just see Sean Dempsey here, guys, up and about, which is great news. Obviously, still got about 15 minutes to go, whether they make that sub or not, but at least he's up and moving.
Yeah, that's good news. Thank you, Moons. Spur takes it from Duffield. Now goes wide to the outer side. Sutcliffe was a target. Take 2 for him. Well, he's in trouble and he gets caught. Well done, Jackie Billings.
Gee.
Well, he got away with it somehow. Johnson up towards centre wing. But these young Sainters at the moment are throwing it down to the side that's ranked 2 in the competition. What a tackle. What a tackle.
Well, technically, he gave the little handball,
Yeah,
so
right.
good call by the umpire.
Yeah. From the throw-in. Opportunity once again for Sutcliffe. Mundy taken over.
The Saints crowd get a free kick this time.
Yeah, and it's a little bit of pushing and shoving with Weller. They've got a couple of mountain men in this side at the moment, the Saints. Nunes. Bang! Spears a pass beautifully in towards half forward. That was a sensational pass, and Murdoch takes the mark.
They look like they're playing for top spot, don't they? St Kilda at the moment.
At the moment they do. Brodie Murdoch coming back into the side this week for his 13th game. Something like 8 players have played under 25 games so far in this outfit today. Stammering start, and he'll kick from 53, but it's a big bomb. It is a mighty bomb from Brodie Murdoch. Saints have got their second.
All the Murdoch boys can kick it. There's no doubt about that. They are wonderful at getting the ball onto the foot. And he did well. Just nice little lead up here. Watch it unfold for him. Good spot up lead. And his opponent gets caught in the traffic. What a sweet hit. Just really playing inspired football. It's not technically anything out of the box, Reeve. It's just inspirational the way they've come about it.
So just got a word from the AFL guys down here. So that sub has been officially made. So he's been subbed out there, Dempster. So we won't see any more of him today.
Yeah, it was just an unfortunate clash, and let's hope Sean Dempster's okay. Up on his feet as we saw, putting the dressing gown on. In the meantime, the Saints through Armitage going to the forward 50, and a beautiful saving marks taken by Michael Johnson. That was magnificent. Full stretch, backed himself in, courage and skill. McFarlane at halfback, chips it inside to Pearce. At defensive 55, he looks up, he has some runners on. Saints need to do well here, and they do pretty well as well. Curran just stymied the forward progression for a moment, comes back to Pearce. Pearce out to the half-forward flank. Pavlich, look at that. Beautiful mark, gets it on. Crowley's kick up to the forward pocket, and a nice mark at full stretch. Just paid. Did he hold it long enough, Main?
No, that was a mark. That
just
was a
enough.
Brilliant kick by Crowley too, and hard to see, but just about a metre to the left of Shenton made it just about impossible for him to spoil Main. There's Pavlich with a good strong grab, gave it to Crowley, but it was Crowley's kick that set up Main for a shot on goal. You can just see there how it put it to slightly to the right of Main, and Shenton couldn't affect the score.
It was a clever kick, wasn't it? He did a nice little bump to the right-hand side of Shenton with his left-hand flank. So it moved him off the line.
Main has kicked 146 goals in his 120 games. Comes in and adds a behind. We'll give it to him there. So he's kicked 73 behinds as well.
So Lenny Hayes isn't going out subtly, is he? He's taking on Nathan Fife. There's Dempster on the bench now. Lee Montagna again. I reckon he's having a little laugh there from Lee Montagna. He might have asked him a question along the lines of who are we playing today? Look at the scoreboard. He might have said Richmond or Collingwood. He might have got it completely wrong.
He might have looked at the scoreboard and said it's 2010.
So, Bruce at the back takes the mark from the kicking.
He wished it was.
Yeah. He's on half-back, goes down the line. Rewalt is at the back, may get a chance if someone can get it out to him. Fife's over the top. At the bottom of the pack is Brodie Murdoch, the goal kicker. And we've got another ball up. Good start by the Saints. They got the first couple. Clark's away, but there's been a whistle.
St. Lenny.
Another free kick. This time to Hayes. And boy, don't they love him. Into half forward. Rewald couldn't take the mark. Johnson at the back, claimed by Bruce. Stanley tries to surge his way through. They pounce upon him. Duffield's in trouble. Gets it back to Clark. They're under the pump at the moment, the Dockers, and they're finding it very difficult to score. Subban took them on, and he's going to be pinged. And the Saints have the opportunity for number 3. This is unbelievable.
Yeah, he was the only one who had 3 or 4 steps to take and try and get it into free running, and that's where he got done there. He ran into the dead end. And that is a free kick all day long.
Just pinned the arm beautifully there. Look at that. Yeah. There it is.
Held the left wrist.
It's a key to a good tackle to pin one arm, so you can't get rid of it by hand.
So Dunstan the opportunity in his 15th game to kick just his 8th goal. And to stretch the Saints' lead to 19 points.
From the Clare Valley.
You pump up South Australia, Roo. That's the boy.
It's like the wine.
Lovely looking kick. I don't blame you. That's a great goal. He gets his first. Saints get their third.
Could have wrote your own ticket about this happening, Doom. St Kilda, Dempster knocked out. Ross Lyon would be filthy about this. There's been a few of the top sides on the table drop games this year that have cost them. Could it be Freo's today? It's only very early at this stage, but they need to win this game. They need to win 5 out of the last 6 to get that mighty top 2 spot so they can get a home final. They can't afford to drop a game against St Kilda. It's only early, but it's a bad start.
So 3 set shot goals. That's the way you're supposed to play forward way, isn't it, Doom? You get the ball in, go back, line it up, and put it through.
It's a simple game when you do that.
Very simple game, and that's what they're doing at the moment. Rewald, Murdoch and Dunstan having shots from out on the 50-metre arc or close enough, putting them through each time. Now's a chance. Savage has got there another. He's been grabbed. His jumper was pulled. Should have been a free kick in his. Umpire calls the advantage. Schneider gets it over to St. Lenny. Lenny goes forward yet again up towards Stanley. 1 grab, 2 grab, got it!
He's got an enormous reach, this young man.
Well, he's talked about he needs confidence too, Dan. I'll tell you what, St Kilda's confidence is chock-a-block. Maybe he'll play a ripper of a game.
Now, the man on the mark will come up to, we'll see where he ends up.
McFarlane is about 48 metres out,
yeah, he's a hair's breadth away from the 50, so he's going to kick from 55. Now, for most players, this is a big journey and probably won't get it. I reckon he'll ride the journey. He'll kick it 3-4 metres up the post.
32-26 in his career. He's got onto it, and it just misses to the near side.
He's got it 6 rows back.
That was as good a mark as you get out of a one-on-one. I mean, McFarlane was holding his left arm. He stuck the right cheek up and crumbed it and took it on the second grab. That was as good a grab as you get.
One thing they are doing in the St Kilda forward line, those 3 forwards, Bruce, Rewald and Stanley, they're getting separation.
And they're getting the forward pressure as well. They keep it in the forward 50, Sandy. Twice they smothered. Well played.
6 scoring shots to 1 at the moment. A bemused Ross Lyon looks on. I think he would be absolutely furious. And look at that. Time in the forward half. St Kilda 2/3. The Dockers almost exactly 1/3. Clark trying to do the work from behind. Just pokes it down in front. Umpire says it's mine.
Look at this how Rewald pulls away. He's the best player, and yet he's bottom of screen. That's a true centre forward. He pulls away from where the ball is.
Montagna and Pearce to the line.
You leave that work to the grunts, Ed. The blokes to just get it out and hack it forward into the corridor and outmark your opponent.
Clark again with Longer. Clark with the left hand, far too much reach, but they're having trouble scoring. That's the problem for the Dockers at the moment. They go to Griffin. The big man marks on the defensive side of centre, then floats a punt kick, a difficult one to mark. No one able to take it cleanly. Taberner was there for the Dockers. He was the target.
Saints fans are on their toes at the moment, Sandy. They're very excited.
So they should be too. They've kicked the first 3 goals of the match. They've been belted from pillar to post this season. They're at the bottom of the ladder and they're staring at the wooden spoon.
They They've only won the 2 one-on-ones, Fremantle, in the air. Pavlich out here and Main in the forward pocket. Every other legitimate one-on-one on this ground, what have we got, 6 minutes to go in the first quarter? Every other one has been won by St Kilda.
They look a bit flat at the moment, Fremantle. You wonder if they're in a training load at the moment, or whether we're just making excuses for them. We'll find out.
They just rolled up and thought they were going to win.
There's always that as well.
Yeah, Clark, Mundy had an opportunity to get it out, was unable to do so. Armitage locked in there. Look at big Zach Clark.
He's a bull, isn't he? Look at Armitage. He's last couple of years he's really thickened up through the chest. He's an absolute bull. The thing he's got to do is be able to keep the fitness and the run in his legs. There he is again.
There goes again. Mazungu.
Yeah, lost the handle on it for a second, but good pressure.
So Saints starting their attacks from defence at the moment. Now they come across the ground to Chips Fisher.
Yeah, this bloke can get
Pokes the hand pass to Savage. Savage onto the right boot to the lead of Stanley, and he's going to have another shot. Similar distance.
Well,
that's good
coaching.
That's good coaching by Savage. You know, he's not an old man, Savage, but he's got a little bit of experience now. He puts the hand out to Stanley, the policeman's stop sign, and says, no, you will stop, you will turn around, get the journey, get the distance. For Christ's sake, kick it straight.
Let's see if he can do.
Too, Sandy.
Yeah.
Already.
Good start by Stanley.
He's going to get close.
Now, short run up, short approach, high ball, very high, but the good news is it's straight. Saints have got their fourth.
They're tiny little bits of leadership, Roo, which are all part of the puzzle.
No, absolutely. You can never be over the top with it. So let's have a look at the play. Fisher, how handy is it having him back at centre half back? He's been one of the best in the comp over a long period of time, being the loose across half back. And I tell you what, if Stanley can play anywhere near like this consistently, he'll be one of the better forwards in the competition. 4 marks, a goal's a great start to him, and a great start for the Saints.
Well, over many years, if you can get 5 or 6 goals in front at quarter time, usually, even if the opposition comes back, you fight back and win by nearly the same amount. It's amazing how often that happens.
Yeah, they use their petrol up, don't they?
They do, to come back. 26 points they are at the moment. Another 2 with plenty of time on the clock here for the Saints, and it sets up a mighty challenge for Fremantle. We know they're up for it, there's no doubt about that. But St Kilda need the belief, they need the momentum, and they need that scoreboard pressure. Mundy decides he's going to do something about it. Up and under it goes, though, but Robertson came out and took the mark. So the umpire pulling him straight back. Hayes at centre half back presents. He's going to have another go.
Jeremy, what we didn't see on that last play when Savage was running through the middle of the ground was Rewalt, who worked really hard out here to the boundary line. He's about to get it again. Worked really hard out on the boundary line, which opened up that space for Stanley to move into. It was just brilliant leading.
Rewalt was magnificent, and he saved the day. Had to dig in hard, put up the big mitt and save it, because it would have been instant turnover and the momentum would have been lost. As a result, Nunes has got it, and they're inside 50, and Stanley goes up again, almost pulls the screamer in. Bruce at the fall of the ball. It spills out to Mundy, to Mazungu, who kicks up the line. Deft kick too, does it well. Taberner, double grab, got it out to Sylvia. Free kick going the way of the Dockers.
Taberner will take the free kick. And Saints fans at the moment could be forgiven for thinking, well, hang on, boys. In round 23 last year, we beat them by 71 points. Admittedly, they left 11 at home.
they beat Peel Thunder on that occasion.
Correct.
And you can only beat who they put up.
A win's a win. Exactly right. But there's a long way to go, so let's not get carried away. Sutcliffe short. Crowley up towards half forward. Shenton dropped it. Now Robertson's got a problem.
All right.
Around the body goes Fife. Gives it off to Clark from a standing start. Bang! He puts it out of bounds on the fall. He just let fly with the right boot and blasted and hoped. All to no avail. So the Saints to set up once again from the back line. Down towards half back. Mark is taken there by Murdoch, who kicked a goal earlier in the quarter. He goes down towards the centre wing.
They're right with every bump. The Saints fans, Sandy, they thought that was going to be cut off.
Bruce kicks down towards half forward. Stanley's a focal point at the moment. At the back is Motabito. He's under the puck. He's beautifully claimed and ripped to the ground by Curran, and he's going to be pinged. So Curran's got it outside 50. Boy, are they up and about, the Sainters.
Barlow and Fife have only had one kick each.
Dermy, there's no question these three key forwards are working an absolute treat for the way that St Kilda wanted to play today.
Fisher to Delaney. Across the ground he comes to Shenton.
So you've got Stanley, who's on the bike, as well as Revolver, playing the line further behind him. So they're getting separation. And Josh Bruce Moons, he is the workhorse. He's a tackling big target as well.
Yeah, what a kick from Savage.
Beautiful kick from Savage.
He's playing well.
Finding Jack Billings, only a little man, but he's a dynamo. Now, Billings' kick in towards the pocket, trying to use the body was Weller. He had to beat a couple, and it goes over the line.
Just to back up your comment about Savage, boys, he's had 7 disposals, all kicks, and he's going at 100%.
So then I'll get you to go through who hasn't appeared yet for the Fremantle Dockers.
It's going to take a while.
So throw in inside 50 for the Saints. Farron Ray tracking the ball to the boundary line, keeps it in. Good confidence. Quilt, big hoik, left foot kick up towards full forward position, coming from behind those McFarlane. Had the 2-on-1. They always had the numbers, but for St Kilda at the moment, the main thing is it's up in their forward 50 and the clock is ticking down to quarter time. They've got to hang on for 1 minute and 46 seconds, which is as important as getting another goal for the Saints at the moment. They don't want to concede and taking a 26-point lead. The ball comes out to Subin, who was fantastic last week.
Even Nick Subin, this is only going to be his third kick, and it's a bit of a nothingness one, but yeah, that's only 3, as I said. Look, Fife's only had the 1 kick and a couple of get-out-of-jail handballs, but he's going at 0% effectiveness.
Here's the Neil, putting them inside 50 now. There was holding on there, and that's going to go against Shenton. It's going to go to Main.
That's exactly what they didn't want to happen.
Yeah. So with just over a minute remaining, Main's going to have a shot. Had one earlier. He's got 146 goals to his credit, so he knows where the big sticks are.
Probably the best kick in the comp a couple of years ago, wasn't he? It was
very, very reliable. So 45-degree angle and kicking from probably 43, 44 metres. That looks very good. And finally, the Dockers have broken through for their first goal with just 44 seconds remaining on the clock.
And an insult to the injury, the umpire who gave it. No favouritism here.
Yeah, former St Kilda player Lee Fisher. Remember in the old days, used to yell out, "Hey, umpy, where's your Fremantle jumper? Underneath your shirt, is it?" Once upon a time, had a St Kilda one on. But it was there.
I think it was there.
Just but there.
He turned him. Yeah, he put his arm around and turned him.
So a big goal for the Fremantle Dockers to get on the board, back within 20 points, which makes it manageable at quarter time. Not that it was getting out of control, but the Saints, if they'd have got the next 2, might have made it really hard for them. Exactly what we said in the call, not to happen for St Kilda's fortunes, and exactly what the Fremantle Dockers needed. So with 37 seconds on the clock, we'll have a secondary bounce, and still plenty of time for yet another score. So centre break here, very important. Rossi Lyon on the iPad.
Look at this. Revol's come up to the stoppage here. He's got Fife. He's got to chase Fife. He might get it back.
So Main again brings it in. The kick was a little bit too wide for Clark. Fisher tracking the ball, does well, finds a bit of space, does the U-turn, and kicks it beautifully. Needs to get this and does. Great mark taken by Armitage. Bit of a donkey kick as well.
A little bit of the...
almost a vertical push-up.
Yeah, he's going, that's what they do on the high rise. What is it, the high platform before they dive in?
The kick into the man on the mark. It won't matter because there's time enough for the boundary umpire just to put it in the air. So a magnificent quarter of football for St Kilda. 20 points. They kicked the first 4 goals, all from set shots. The Fremantle Dockers getting one at the 32-minute mark of this first quarter, remembering that there was a fair bit of time used with the concussion of Sean Dempster. So the Saints are a man down, but playing like men possessed in this opening quarter of football at Etihad Stadium. So St Kilda 4-3-27, Fremantle a goal 1-1-7. It's 20 points the difference at quarter time. The Saints, the unlikely leaders.
Fremantle can dish up in this second quarter, I'm sure we'll see a very different Dockers side.
And this is Sean Dempster being concussed, the head clash with Matthew Pavlich. I must admit, I reckon Cam Mooney's done it beautifully. He organised that interview a week ago and got the coach 20 points up on the best day of his coaching career so far. His old mate Cameron Ling wasn't so lucky last week. Anyway, can the Saints maintain it in this second quarter? Fife starting to get some ball now. They were stung by the coach, but it's Armitage who gets it out to Lenny Hayes, and the first 450 is St Kilda's, and the old firm combines beautifully. Revolt at full stretches, 55 out.
Just a touch slow to
Empty square.
He's got to use it wisely now.
Now they're all calling for it.
He can say I'm having a shot, so he gets his. Was it 15 seconds? Got to be good.
Stanley!
That was great play, Nick Revolt. As I said, once you got to that stage, Fremantle are brilliant. They never get scored against like that. A deep kick in there that gets scored. They're fantastic. So he had to use it very short and very wisely. Now watch where Stanley comes from now. Literally nowhere, but that's the reach of this bloke. He's 200 centimetres and agile.
Beautiful play from Revolt. Now it must be rewarded from Stanley, who comes in and has kicked a goal. He's got his second. The Saints are on fire.
They are on fire. Revolt's dangerous up forward, and you called it at quarter time about the functioning forward line. Reece Stanley is looking fantastic up there. 5 marks. Another kick by Lenny Hayes. He's had a big impact on this game as well. He's had 7 disposals, as much as anyone else out on the ground. But Stanley's height, his jump, his athleticism makes him very hard to match up on, no matter who you are in the competition. Well done, Reece Stanley.
So we've got a contest on our hands here now, especially as far as the Dockers are concerned. 33 plays 7. St Kilda leads. Griffin having a run on the ball, trying to find Fife, but he's forced to defend. Subin tried to pull in initially with his foot.
Geez, Armitage has been sensational today, isn't he?
He's a tough bugger.
So ball up once again, and it favoured Griffin. Tried to poke it wide, but it was Ray who pushes out Rewald. Can he get clear? No, he can't, but was it legal? Dawson had him by the legs, and Rewald can't believe it.
Well, the other umpires are going to see that. The main umpire was blocked, but there's 2 others out there who can call it.
Extraordinary.
Turn back in. He's arguing with the umpire, and it's still.
Come on, get up the other end.
Yeah, just get on the job. Now, the tackle applies all right there, but then it slips down.
You called it, though, Roo. I could see it here. I was right behind Shane McInerney, and you couldn't see it from this angle.
Pearce is at the bottom. Now it's the Dockers trying to apply the pressure.
They've been scored against this quarter. They're angry, the Dockers.
Yeah.
Now, this is St Kilda's biggest test. This is a brilliant, brilliant team. And they're so strong over the footy, Fremantle. They've got them angry now.
Can they withstand it, the Saints? That's the question. The Shenton hand pass is okay. Billings looks in towards the forward line. Bruce got a hand to it, went high. Couldn't take the mark over. All of a sudden, it's an opportunity for Duffield. Goal 1-2, and he's got it back, but he's close to the boundary line. Spears a pass to Clark, who marks it half back. Clark just going short again for Mundy. Now longer down the line, and he's clean bowled, Shenton. Wonderful delivery, and finally over the line and out of bounds.
Moons, that was a classic case of a backman turn forward, not for the usual synopsis, but with Brucey then just wasn't able to alter his steps to pick up the flight.
Yeah, look, he just didn't read it off the boot well enough, did he? But you mentioned why can't the Fremantle guys sag off? Well, this is the importance of having three talls down in your forward line that can all mark the ball. They're too nervous to come off them, and if you're kicking the ball well inside 50, you got to punish these guys if they are sagging off, if they are loose. This is, like I said, this is the key of having 3 key forwards.
Billings and Welling were just fantastic. Weller, rather. Billings and Weller just hard at the ball. A good tackle, great clearance. Saints are showing all the endeavour at the moment. Have to continue, not do anything silly. Longer around the body, and Fortuitous to Stanley. He gets it off to Armitage. Armitage kicks it inside. Lurking at the back is Revolt. Zach Dawson just hit it up in the air. It's going to go to Revolt in the end. dispossessed. Now they can get away. Subin gets the handball working to Spur, goes to the outer side, and it's 5. So a little bit of class now from the Fremantle Dockers as it opens up.
Tabs on.
Main, Pearce, the silky players of the Dockers. Well, Silk turned into Sales here. Out of bounds on the full.
You tidied that up too, didn't you?
I just went the traditional route there, didn't it?
Well done by Delaney. He got there a half-second too late to smother up the mark. But he took the risk. He was brave as the coach asked him to be.
Longer started this movement, and Riewoldt got a chance to finish it, but he can't complete the mark. He's outmarked on this occasion by his arch rival McFarlane.
That's the classic case of that's Stanley's man who marked in the contest over Riewoldt. Stanley's got to separate even further than that, so he can't bring the third man in to the contest.
Duffield takes it and gets it back, then comes down to Subin.
Still a bit young, isn't he, Stanley, in terms of team patterns or how to run?
Clark. Probably 5 metres in front of Longer as the boundary umpire lands straight on his rump.
Tidied that one up, Al, also.
It's a day of tidying up, Dermot.
It's a family show, Derm.
Clark down towards centre wing, and a good mark is taken by Taberner.
Freo got a bit of tidying up to do too, boys.
Indeed they have. They've got an opportunity to go forward now through Lockie Neal. Gives it away, and the kick's going to go in towards the pocket. It came from Sylvia, who's... Gee, he'll be looking to put some games together if he wants to play come September. Colin Sylvia, as Pav is going to have a shot.
The Pav, right now, there was a solid hit that he took as well. He hasn't gone off, but I wouldn't think that he would have absolute and complete clarity right at this point in time.
Down the banana by the looks.
Tight angle, as you can see. You've got a perfect bird's eye view there from our camera. Not a lot of light between those two goalposts as far as Pav is concerned.
There's not a lot of clarity there.
Pushed it right across the face of goal and has not troubled the scorer.
He missed the correct spot on the ball to kick.
Yeah, too much in the middle.
So Fisher will bring it back into play with the Saints leading 5-3 to 1-1. Almost 7.5 minutes gone, second term.
And we've got a good game of footy here at Etihad Stadium. For the ball, Weller goes in again. Montagna gets it out. Weller over the top of it, gets the handball out. Now the Fremantle Dockers, no 15 as you heard. Didn't go 5, fellas, 15. Anyway, the kick was smothered again. Here's a chance for St.Kilda. Grabbed without the ball. No, said the umpire. Five's kick goes up the full forward. Dangerous position. Morabito's got it on the second grab. It bobbled out of his hand for a moment. Gave him a little bit of a look, the Saints, but he was able to grab hold of it. And Anthony Morabito, it's a chance to kick a goal. He's just had a horrible run with injuries. But look at this, the kick from Fife.
Has not kicked a goal for Fremantle for 4 years. This is his first one. This is his third game back.
Unbelievable run. Good luck, Anthony Morabito. He deserves a goal, and he deserves the accolades he gets from the Fremantle Dockers supporters and now all his teammates as they come to him. Amazing comeback.
Well, it is good to have him back in the side, and I reckon he's got a couple of weeks to try and keep his spot as well, because
Roo, he hasn't kicked a goal. He's had 3 knee operations. He hasn't kicked a goal for 4 years, and he got 2 slack high fives. They should be coming from the rafters to jump on him and say, well done, welcome back, good on you. That's the first one for half a decade thereabouts. They should be jumping all over him.
Very good point made by Dermot, and that very few came forward to Morabito, who's missed something like 1,400 days without playing a game. Comes back, kicks a goal. They should have mobbed him as if it was the Beatles, but it's not to be.
That's what happens when you're tired, boys. You try and conserve energy there. You make those decisions, but that was a bit lazy.
Hayes up towards the forward line. Like a target. And boundary line wins.
But the emotion should have been such that you're thinking about that young man as well and steamroll that emotion into the rest of the game.
They might have forgotten about that too. They played last week and got through, so maybe got other things on the mind.
Stanley had front spot from the throw in. Mundy tries to lock it up. Dunstan tries to flick it out the back door.
Oh, good tackle. That's gone.
Neal's caught. That's a great tackle by Armitage. He pinged him once again with the one hand, or one arm.
What's this? He's had a chance there. Another chance. Pinned. Dragged in.
So Neil a little lucky to get away with that. Hayes almost slipped. Neil again tries to get it to Pearce.
Oh, good tackle.
In trouble, close to the boundary line. Barlow flicks it round the body, down towards Pavlich, who's a long way from home. Now, what's he got forward? Nothing, because it was beautifully smothered. Pearce tries to go through again. Pavlich over the line with Montagna. And the Saints fans on that side of the ground loving the pressure that the boys are putting on at the moment.
Well, that was well done by Montagna. We were into him last week, Moons, weren't we? Because we thought his game lacked that type of effort.
Well, it lacked leadership last week, didn't it, and that's what we really got into him about. But that's what he needs to do. He's not going to have a big night as far as possessions because he's going to have Crowley with him all night, so he has to do those little things.
And he did, and that's the great thing. So that's why we've got a contest. We know that for class, Fremantle have St Kilda absolutely covered, but for endeavour at the moment, it's the Saints.
Gunner on the clearances in this second quarter too. The Saints are up 6-2.
Saints down a man. Sean Dempster offered the concussion rule early in the first quarter, so they're a man down. They're up against it. They've got the ball going forward. Mzungu's been fantastic. Ball sits for him, and he's taken to the ground beautifully. Great tackle there by Curran. It spills out now. Now they're a chance, the Saints, for another goal at the post.
Once again, Moons, we saw Josh Bruce did not get the ball, but he made the contest, which made the, he made the spill. A great tackle there as well when it was laid on by young Curran, and just needed Murdoch to hit the target.
Yep, just tried to roll it through, bounced up and hit the post. But they got it again, Sandy, as Fishers has it.
He does. Chips, as he's affectionately known. Centering ball for Rewald. And that was almost too easy.
That had a little bit of outswing on it, which benefited the man in front being Revolt. It took it further away from the spoiling defender. The last third of that journey, it bends sharp from left to right.
I tell you what, I reckon Fisher's underestimated how much importance he makes to the side as well. He was a very, very good centre-half back for a long period of time, but battled injury for the last year or so. But geez, important. Reads the play.
Sandy. Huge kick.
Indeed it is. Rewalt from 43 metres. Never misses those from that spot. He gets his second, and the Saints stretch their lead. Hypothetical for you, Dermot and Roo. A busload of German tourists arrive at Etihad Stadium this afternoon. They love their footy, but they don't know the teams. Who would they suggest is currently second on the ladder if they've been watching this?
I tell you, they'd be happy with Nick Revolt too, one of their countrymen.
Clearly St Kilda at this stage, Sandy, if that's what you want us to say. They look like they've got something to play for other than pride at the moment. They're going really well.
Weller and Schneider as well.
Yes, just talking in the break there of Sandy Roberts posing the question of a group of German tourists turned up. Who would they be following? Who would they think was on top of the ladder and who was on the bottom? And we mentioned Revolt, one of their countrymen, and of course in the First World War, St Kilda changed the colours of their jumper because it was the colours of the German flag.
Red, yellow and black.
That's right.
Very true.
So they'll be bragging for St Kilda, Sandy, I'm telling you.
Don't forget Schneider and Weller.
Exactly. Weller, as they go forward again. It's moving beautifully forward into the forward line, just kicked off the ground. They look leg weary out there tonight, that Fremantle Dockers team, no doubt about it, as Armitage again goes forward. Almost the mark. Weller was the man. It sloped to the ground. Here goes Montagna. He's in there. Bruce is in there as well. Montagna fighting for the ball. Grab from behind. He holds it up beautifully, and he'll get a bounce. The Saints fans are up on their toes. So too are the players.
This is exciting, isn't it? Isn't it exciting to see a team play out of their skins? 8-2 the clearances.
Well, they need it 9-2 right now as Montagna gets a toe poke on it. Hayes, was he grabbed without the ball? No, it's in the umpire. Well, his tackle's magnificent. It spills out.
Yes.
And the kick is a goal to Curran. Curran's got it. Saints playing magnificent football.
They are on absolute fire at the moment. We saw the clearances go up on the screen earlier. Well, they did get the valuable ninth one for the quarter. Just good pressure. They kept going at it. It was a great tackle. Got the ball out. And another goal. Who was it by there? Curran it was. Lenny Hayes at the bottom of the pack getting it out to the young Curran. And this is just turning into a massive upset early in the second quarter.
Well, those German tourists would be loving what they're seeing right now.
Absolutely. I'll tell you one bloke who wouldn't be is Ross Lyon. That ball, that stoppage, there were so many players in there. St Kilda said, no, we're not going to let Fremantle outnumber our forwards. We're going in there with it. We're making it a one-on-one, and whoever has the better desire is going to win this footy. And unfortunately, Fremantle predominantly stood on the backward side of the pack.
But big week for the Germans.
Yes. World Cup, of course. And they haven't finished here yet. Schneider, speak of the devil. Here's Schneider on centre wing.
Schneider to Fremantle.
Here they go.
Come on.
I know it's multicultural round, but settle down.
That's just that.
Now, Longer from behind. You've got to be in front, but beautifully pecked up. It could have been taken high. The umpire said no. Gee.
I tell you now, Jim, I haven't seen the three boys down in their back up, the three key defenders for Fremantle, play this bad for a long, long time. McFarlane's being led to the ball by Stanley. Dawson with Rewild. I think they'd love that match-up at the moment, St Kilda.
Mark Rashudo's going to be with St Kilda till three-quarter time.
Love to see that replay again, because he looked as though he could have got a free kick. Armitage as Robertson goes goalwards, but he's away to the left, just one behind. So the Saints continue to pepper away. Is there a free kick here?
He touched the head there.
Yeah.
But he gets hit on the head, but he did duck it. Oh, more pressure.
Here's Montagna. Gets the hand pass away. They continue to thrust it forward. Rewalt's at the back. He's got to beat a couple. Spur was with him. So too Johnson, and another behind.
If you're 18th, if you're an 18th team, as good as they're going right now, if you're 18th, you've got to nail those now. If you want a chance against this team, which will come at some stage, you've got to nail those.
There's an injury. One of the St Kilda players, Dunstan, is grabbing his shoulder or elbow.
So they're one man down on the bench already.
Well done, Armitage, backed into that pack.
So the Fremantle Dockers with a rare 4-8 forward. It sits for Pavlich. If it bounces now, he just ran past it. Subin in there now, grappling with the ball, fighting hard, crashes through, jumped on top of, and the umpire will bounce inside the 50. Let's have a look at this. Dunstan's coming off. He looks in all sorts. That shoulder is already heavily bandaged, and he's gone over on top of it, and it's just stuck underneath. So he's subluxed his right shoulder there underneath the pack. And look at this, the big bomb kick. It's hit the post. So Pearce hits the woodwork. So Dunstan is off with what looks like a pretty bad shoulder injury. We know Dempster is gone for the game, and the Saints, with all that happening, lead by 34 points.
Oh yeah, that's been held under there, and the body's just twisted it in the joint.
It's interesting, guys. He has just told the trainer, the doctor, just to go away, and he's just walking around by himself. So it may be just a little bit of a stinger, don't it?
He's a tough kid.
Oh, dangerous work here by firstly Montagna, then Rewalt, but he finds Gwilt. Just slowly set up once again.
Got to give
Delaney,
Maverick Weller a big pat on the back. Nathan Fyfe, who is a match winner, has 4 kicks, 4 handballs, and he's really restricted his ability to around the ball. He's done a great job. He's got 8 possessions, but almost unnoticeable how he's gone about it.
Delaney from fullback gives it away. They try and run it out. This is Nunes. Oh, Nunes, you're in trouble. But so too is Pearce. Gwilt's holding him for a long time. Ball spills free. Could have almost given it away. But now the Saints can steady towards Lenny Hayes, and he doesn't let them down. Listen to the roar. Do we love Lenny? Yes, they do.
Well, for most of the year, that would have been the handball that put them into trouble, and they would have dropped their head. But they recovered. And it could be St Kilda's day the way they're playing at the moment.
Goes up towards Longer. Rewalt's in front now. They need the runners. Montagna is not there. There he is now. Across to Ray. Ray goes into the pocket. They got numbers there. And Jackie Billings takes the mark.
It's a beautiful kick, Sandy.
Is the distance a problem? He's going short to Schneider.
Gee, they're running from the back line forward. I mean, the way that he just got on the end of that, Billings ran forward, was awesome. Well departed his man as well, Fyfe. But Fyfe didn't chase him down.
Well, the fact that St Kilda can keep going on with the second quarter, the fact that Freo can't get back into it in the second quarter, I think gives St Kilda some credibility, because Freo will be coming out hard, but they're doing everything right at the moment, the Saints. They look very good.
No doubt about that. This for a 40-point lead to the Saints. Schneider has 247 career goals, so he knows exactly where they are. He's a left footer, kicks from 45, and he kicks truly. Schneider gets his first. Saints go further ahead.
Well, they look very good. They're doing everything right at the moment. They are winning the clearances clearly at the moment. They've got a good forward line operating. They're moving the ball fast. They're kicking the ball a lot as opposed to handballing at the moment. And have a look at the options they've got as well. Running hard forward, the Jaggers. Everything's going right at the moment, but it's work rate at the moment that's getting them the scores on the board, the scoring opportunities.
Let's go down to Moons just to check on Dunstan's shoulder. What's happening, mate?
Well, Dermy, you're spot on. He is a tough kid because he's just walking around the boundary here. He's just come back from underneath. They've restrapped him. They've given him maybe a bit of a jab, I'm not sure, but he's ready to go again. He is a tough kid.
There's some non-negotiables in football for Ross Lyon, and being minus 17 on the verge of half-time is not competitive for him.
Well, they've put Pavlich into the centre. He got the centre break, so they go forward, but the Saints have got the numbers. They have to mark this, and they do. Nunes, who was a little bit nervous before,
can kick it. He could get real long over to Montagna.
Yeah, Montagna's got away here, and look at the kick. It is an absolute bullet.
He kicks traces, that kick.
Montagna over the top, and they're away. Weller looks up. Revolt presents. It's over his head, though. The kick wasn't that good. Oh, great mark taken by Spur. Tremendous courage. So 5:47 on the clock, and yes, St Kilda fans, you're leading by 40 points against Fremantle. This is not a replay. This is not from 2010. This is live. This is the 19th of July. Yep, you better believe it. The dream is alive in football.
Yeah, what a great effort. All players involved there.
Curran was good too.
Curran, Spur, just eyes fixed on it, both of them. 3 months to the day since St Kilda last won. And as we said, they are daring to dream today.
Round 5. Must seem like an eternity ago. Billings locks it up. They pounce on him. Subban's over the top, but no one's going anywhere out of that little lot.
So the Pav worked upfield, and rather than go back to full forward, he's come to the bench now. So they're looking for a little bit more run, a little bit more coverage defensively, I reckon.
Clark tried to find Neal. The hurried kick was by Taberner down towards centre wing. Clever tap by Fife. Didn't quite find the target. Shenton couldn't take it, but Mundy can. Now he's got nothing downfield, however, and Gwilt takes a timely mark across half back. Gwilt will look to the outer side and spread, and he does. Dunstan is there. He'll go further afield towards Ray. Who's got it now on half-back. Will he come laterally or go down the line? He chooses the latter. Wasn't a great kick for Rewalt. And his former teammate is going to bring it away in Dawson. Now the Dockers, with 4.5 minutes remaining, have kicked just 2 goals for a half. They need something. They haven't got it through Monday yet. The Savage hand pass okay to Ray. Back to Savage. They're out of trouble once again. Back to centre wing, and guess who?
See, he spots that up, and Mundy was on the back of Savage. He could have really worked him over and forced an error with the kick there. That's work effort by the forwards, the defending forwards, allowing a perfect spot-up kick.
Rewalt told to play on, and they've turned it over here. This could be costly because Fife's got it just forward of the centre. Fife waits for Barlow to make some ground, and he goes towards that player. And Barlow is one who does look tired.
He always looks tired, though.
He's taken the mark. 46 out, almost directly in front, and a chance to kick Fremantle's 3rd goal.
Almost a mark to the Saints too. Just got the spoil on the Fremantle Dockers.
11 goals for the season, and playing his 13th game, so he missed a few. A stammering approach by this very talented player from Shepparton United originally, and he makes no mistake.
Solid kick.
Much needed goal to the Dockers.
You caught it before, Derm, when Morabito kicked a goal. Only 2 players went to him. It was his first goal for a long, long time. Well, Barlow's kicked a goal here and no one ran to him. He actually ran into a player and he gave him a high five as he went past. But really no excitement out there. They're carrying on in a very typical fashion of a tired side. So things don't look good at the moment for Freo. They're 34 points down. They're going to have a massive second half.
So Barlow gets the goal, second of the quarter, third of the game. Fremantle trail by 34 points, and a massive 3 minutes coming up here for the state of this game. So the Saints need to hang in here, and as we know, Fremantle Dockers have got plenty of class, can turn the game around pretty quickly. Nunes over the top of the ball, gets it back to Fisher. Good kick. And Armitage, who has been a battering ram in this first half of football, is fantastic. Sits in here a while. Schneider takes the mark on centre wing. Saints have been good today. They haven't turned the ball over, Brew.
The kicking is at 78%, Ed. That is well above the AFL average.
Holding it up. That one was a bit ambitious, and they've kicked it over the line out of bounds on the full. So right on cue.
Went a bit early with that call, but 62% for Freo. That is a massive difference, 16%.
But they're holding the play up a bit. They're not rushing. They're not being overawed by the situation they find themselves in.
No, they're doing just about everything right at this stage.
So 2.5 minutes. Again, the Saints, it's important not to concede one here. Zach Dawson, the former Saint, takes the mark. St Kilda fans say, yeah, what about the one before? That was a legitimate mark, though. So under pressure again, the Fremantle Dockers look up, and now the lead is on, and a beautiful mark at full stretch taken by Clark. So Clark, he looks like a 1970s NBA basketballer, doesn't he? Magnificent, love his style. Beautiful kick, love his possession as well. Main's got it now. Fremantle Dockers lining it up. Sylvia on the half volley, play on was the call. Comes back to Main. Main looks up again. Here we go. Beautiful play, almost the mark. Barlow got the handball going. It comes out the 5, twisting and turning. He's in all sorts. He got the handball out. Wow, geez, I thought he was stiff there. I thought he got the handball away.
Well, he was stiff, Ed, but he had ample opportunities to give it to Michael Johnson, who was on his own. He mustn't have seen him because it was the obvious choice.
So minute 30. The countdown clock to halftime is so important for St Kilda here not to give up a goal. 34 points they are. To have a 6-goal head start going into the second half at home would be unbelievable for St Kilda. They just don't need to do anything silly here. 1 minute and 12 on the clock. The ball in the hands of Dunstan, who came on after injuring his shoulder, showing great courage out there.
Short to Nunes.
This is the one, Sandy.
He's quite content to hold it up, but he's going to come down the line towards Stanley. Doesn't let him down.
This game may be coming of age with this young man at the moment. He's just been incredible first half. There's a 50.
So this is going to be very interesting, depending how lenient and how generous the umpire is with his real estate. How close will Stanley be? Now the umpire's gone within side the 50-metre arc. So the man on the mark is standing on the 48-metre area, which means Stanley's going to have to kick it 54-55.
He's kicked 2, Sandy.
He has, and we've got 39 seconds remaining in the half. What a big moment this is. Stanley's drop punt looks good. Has it got it? Has it got it? Yes, it has. Stanley gets his third, and the Saints say, catch us if you can. 9-6-60. Would you believe? Fremantle 3-2-20.
Well, he would have woke up this morning and thought, gee, I wouldn't mind having a good day at Etihad Stadium under the roof, up against the toughest defence in the competition. He's taken 7 marks and a half. He's kicked 3 goals. He's standing on some of the best defenders in the competition. He can't believe his luck, I don't think.
Well, suddenly the St Kilda structure is working. The players are not panicking when they get the ball. The defence is holding up. Fremantle Dockers looking lethargic from the opening bounce, and St Kilda absolutely all over them. Well, still time. 20 seconds. Don't worry about conceding a goal. They might get another one here as Bruce comes out and marks it at full stretch. Out comes Rewald. It's over his head. Stanley again, held out at the back. He reaches for it. It spills. Rewald around the corner. It's a mark to Billings. No! 6 seconds to go. Handball's back. Schneider on his left foot. Gets the handball back. 1 second to go. Billings and smothered. That'll do. They'll take the 40 points. Don't worry about that. And the St Kilda fans get up out of their seats. Long-suffering Saints. Every single one of these supporters out here today deserve a medal alongside their memberships for sticking with their side and coming out today at Etihad Stadium. And they've been rewarded with something quite special in this first half of football. St Kilda, a 9-6-60. Fremantle, a 3-2-20. The team on the bottom of the ladder are serving it right up to the team that is hoping to finish in the top 2 this year and currently in second spot on the AFL ladder. One team has 12 wins for the season, the other has 3, but it's the underdog, rank outsider St Kilda that leads by 40 points at half-time, and they walk off the ground. Have a look at this. Look at the crowd. Look at the St Kilda fans. They've all run to the race to give them the encouragement they deserve. St Kilda come off the ground at half-time at Etihad Stadium with a lead of 40 points over the Fremantle Dockers.
If you hadn't seen them play it before today, you'd think they're one of the best sides in the competition. It's not that Freo that bad. St Kilda actually been really good.
So here we go. The second half and the first 5 or 10 minutes of this quarter may tell the tale of this day. Can the Dockers come back from 40 points down? Out of the middle, Armitage slipped at the crucial stage. Weller gets taken to ground. Lenny is lurking, and so too is Joey Montagna. And we've got another ball up. Fife couldn't get a run at it. It was belted past Barlow towards Savage, who let it go. It comes out wide. Now the race is on. The boundary line will probably win this one. It does.
Interesting to watch Longer in the centre bounce. 7 times out of 10 he runs at the opposition ruckman, jumps, leads with his left arm and pulls it down to his own right hip.
Here's Montagna onto the left boot up towards the centre of the ground. No one able to take the mark. Duffield went through. It ricochets to Schneider. Puts it out wide. Ray's got to get his skates on if it gets a kind bounce. But he doesn't. He gets an awful bounce. Now he needs assistance. So too does Bruce. Got the hand pass away. Once again, pressure on the Dockers defence. Mundy, cool in a crisis. Goes out wide to Johnson. And Johnson steadies. Going up towards centre wing. A poor kick. Little too much on it. Shenton's at the back. Down the line he goes. Pass had to be good, and it was. They're carrying on where they left off. Lenny shows the way. They've got it inside 50. Tumbling old punt kick right on the 50 now. Bruce couldn't take it. Weller in trouble. Loses the footy. Mzungu towards the boundary line. Bruce is there as well, and it's Mzungu who takes Bruce and the ball over the line. We've got a throw in.
There's Maverick Weller. He's got the job on Nat Fife and done a pretty good job in the first half as well. Fife not as dominant. He's had some of the ball, but just not as much space in his possession.
So could the Saints hope to get the first goal in this third quarter? It's in their forward 50. Good tackle by Schneider. Holds it up, trying to get rid of the ball with Spur. We'll have another bounce. So the clearances have been good. Their ruck hit outs to advantage has been excellent today, St Kilda as well. So the Umpy throws it up. Third man up was Fife. Comes down to Mzungu, who's been good today for the Fremantle Dockers. Plenty of Saints around the ball. Shelton gets the handball away. Now Lenny Hayes off one step, kicks it to full forward. Re-roll from behind. Bruce was the other player. Comes down to Weller, just shoved off the ball. Revolt gets it across. The kick and goals. A beauty from Armitage. They've got it. They dared to dream and they delivered. St Kilda get the opening goal of this third term and lead. Can you believe it? By 46 points.
Michael Johnson almost had the hold given against him on Josh Bruce, but they are relentless at their pressure. But the thing I've really liked, Brew, is when it's gone in, Fremantle we know love to outnumber the opposition as backmen. St Kilda haven't given them that today. They've manned up everybody.
Interesting to look at the live ladder at the moment, and Fremantle, who could have been top at this stage, have slumped now to third spot on the ladder at the moment.
And a lot riding on top too. This will be a devastating loss.
For a home final, they've got Carlton, then Geelong, Hawthorn, Brisbane and Port Adelaide. Fremantle finished with, so it's not easy. It's Schneider locks up Griffin, and he'll ask the big man to go at it again.
Pins an arm. Watch this. Pins an arm. Now he can drop that on his foot if he really wants to try. That arm's pinned. Now, gee, not that long ago, that whistle's blown. This is not the umpire's fault. That's the way we're going with the umpiring.
A bit tight on prior opportunity, I reckon.
Oh, you reckon?
Oh, no. Chance. He rode him like a jockey.
He did.
He hit him like Mick Dittman. Just cut him in half.
Stuff that.
Anyway, play goes on. Montagna dribbles it out towards centre wing. Not a lot there for the Saints. Now, Subin flicks it around in towards Barlow in the centre of the ground. He's got a bit of space and time. Puts it up towards half forward. That's a wonderful one-grab mark by Pavlich.
Okay.
Nothing Delaney can do about that.
What we have now, Barlow's playing as a high half forward. Now, Newnes goes over to him now, just off screen. But his direct opponent is Savage, who's caught way over on the other right-hand side because he's playing a kick down the line, which is the correct thing to do. But this now shows me that Fremantle are under instructions. We'll get Barlow side on at a 45-degree angle to the play, and let's use him up on the other side and circumnavigate around Savage.
Pavlich for his first goal of the day. He rarely misses, and he doesn't miss on that occasion. That's his 617th career goal, and a much-needed one for the Dockers.
Yeah, there was plenty of options here coming through the forward line. There's Subin.
See, Savage is down the line there. See him down the right-hand side.
Well, he's been doing that all day. He's been dropping off and allowing Barlow to come up the ground. Now, when Barlow hits the target, there's big trouble. Now, if that gets to ground and they can fling it off and go at the other side, that's when Savage has been able to come into it. So it's risky stuff. They allow Barlow to get the ball because he doesn't quite often use it that well, but he did on that occasion.
And guys, we've got a sub down here already. We've got De Boer's come on with young Griffin, who's already been subbed off, guys. So obviously not happy with the way things started in the third quarter.
So Matt De Boer comes on, and Lenny Hakes comes on with Montagna coming off with the blood rule. So a slight hold in play. Back to a 40-point margin. Pavlich's mark was an absolute ripper. Dunstan again out of the centre for St Kilda. Revolt is up there. All the big names, all the big guns in the action at the moment. And it's St Kilda holding firm again as the ball comes out. Wide out to the commentary side of the ground. And it's Savage in the blue boots who bombs it long. In they come from the side. Almost a mark there. Off the hands of the pack. Billings can't get it. Revolt and kicks the goal. There's a blue one at the forward 50. Doesn't matter. Umpire said all clear. Goals through.
Armitage and Subin.
Yeah.
3 goals to Nick Revolt.
Now you watch Billy Longer. Every jump now in the centre circle. He jumps. He leads with his left hand side, left knee up, left arm to the ball, and he pulls it to his right hip. It's going to be fairly soon that Fremantle are going to start reading that one off it and trying to make those their own.
Well, in the meantime, that man Nick Revolt kicks his third.
And the Saints answer. Nick, look at this. Most games as captain, up there with Danny Spud Frawley. 2 inspirational captains.
We saw Spud here earlier as well. He's here, his daughter's 21st birthday.
So out of the middle, social notes from Mark Rasciuto. For a tough court.
For a 21st, he took it to the footy.
Well, it's going to be a memorable day by the look of it.
Beauty. We're all back to the 21st after this.
So another ball up, still virtually in the middle.
Well, he had about 10 of her friends there as well, so Spud had a bit to look after.
Hayes out of the middle towards Rewalt. Needs a kind bounce. Just missed it. An opportunity for the Dockers to clear through Sutcliffe. They look up towards Pavlich again. He gets crunched again. Is the advantage going to be paid? Yes, it is. The Dockers go streaming forward over the head of Main. And Main is standing there with Duffield saying, here we are, here we are.
Well,
it went out on the fall.
That's not good footy at all by Colin Sylvia. He had 2 options inside. Ross Lyon will be filled. He's backing Sylvia, and he's giving him an opportunity over the next couple of weeks to see if he's good enough to play finals footy. There's some big names to come back. That's not going to help his cause one little bit.
I'll tell you what,
Indeed it won't.
the other coach, Richard, will be wrapped with the rundown from James Gwilt.
Yeah.
It'd be rare these days that Gwilt would say, oh, I got the pace to catch this bloke, but he backed himself and he had a real crack at it.
Beautiful touch from Gwilt with that kick out from defence just then.
Yeah, to Robertson, who goes to Rewalt. He's a long way from home with Zach Dawson. Nicks away. Another big man is Stanley. So all the little men now are down in the forward line. Barring Billy Longer, of course. Rewalt goes to Montagna. Joey's still on the defensive side of centre wing. Goes down the line. McFarlane, the spoiler from behind. Longer now an opportunity. Here go the Saints, but what have they got down in the forward 50? Not a lot. Spur will be first to it. Oh, he almost mucked it up. Bruce could have almost done it. Dunstan round the body. Misses to the left.
That's what Brucey is. He is a wonderful competitor. Big bang crash there. He tackled two of them, Roo.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's this? I'll get you both.
That's a story of Freo's day, though, isn't it? Two experienced players, and they couldn't work out who was going to get it.
9.5 minutes gone. Saints lead 11-7 to 4-2.
Oh, and it's coming straight back. Ray with pace and judgment and skill.
Oh, look at this.
Tagner gets it out. And there you go. And Billings goes short to the pocket. Oh, he got caught between one idea and the other. As Dennis Committee would say, he took the third of two options. And put it out of bounds. But the ball is in the forward pocket for St Kilda, which is exactly where they want it. This is the real estate they need to guard.
Well, thank you, Bruce.
Throw in. Mzungu stripped of the ball, almost a free nearly to Longer there. Hands over the top, kick it, goal! Saints goal! Montagna kicks a miracle! You wouldn't believe it, they're 52 points up!
This is ridiculous.
Make it 53!
It's ridiculously good by the Saints and ridiculously bad by Fremantle. Now watch this. Watch Montagna get out. Yeah, watch Montagna out the back. He's there in eternity, unmanned, in a position where the usual feed is going to go. Look, just lawyers by himself. No one's near me. I'm wrapped. Oh, that's disgraceful defence.
St Kilda fans love statistics. Well, in the last two times these two sides have met at the moment, St Kilda leads by 124 points.
Lee Montagna getting tagged by Crowley. Crowley was on the bench, but look at the clearances here, 6-1, and that one there, the last one, provided another goal.
They're not playing the B team this time though, Sandy.
They're certainly not. Now, Weller, it's only a short kick. Here's De Boer. He's the man who's come on as the sub. They go down towards Pavlich, but he's going to be outpointed. In fact, he was forced to defend. Gwilt does it from behind. He gets it off to Montagna again. Montagna comes wide. It was touched, so it won't be out on the full. It's close to the line, and eventually it is taken over. It was Nunes that slipped, but he's okay. Picks himself up. And Saints fans just roaring in the stands. They're loving this.
Can you remember Longer not being on the ball today, Roo? He's
sure
really
Stanley's been in there or not.
Bit of
once,
a run.
just the once. Yeah, he's rucked tirelessly.
Here's Clark to De Boer towards Pavlich. It's a congested area. The Gwilt fist is okay, but it's come out the back, which could be dangerous. Eventually taken over by the man himself and one behind.
Well, they probably don't want to put Stanley in the middle. He's been so good up forward, dude.
Yeah. Here's Ray.
Well, Stanley's just run on, guys, coming on for Longer. He's running straight down the forward line.
And he's running right to the spot too, Sandy.
Ray's full distance. He finds Rewalt.
Here's the next kick.
Down the line he goes. He goes a little. He's going to get a push. He's going to get a free kick.
That's that reach, Sandy. That reach has them worried.
Well, he had a match-up of Sutcliffe there, Doom, because they caught him out. So that's what happens when you're undermanned. You tend to panic and go for something you don't need to, and Sutcliffe pushes him in the back.
Well, Moons, you were talking about the three-man forward line. Josh Bruce, it was Rewalt led to the back flank. Then Josh Bruce led up past the wing, but he dragged his opponent with him. And the next one went to this fella.
Now, he's kicked them from here before today, and he's kicked them from here today, but that is away to the left. Perhaps just going for a little too much on the kick. And no addition to the score.
Kick that, and I don't think they can win. Does the side come back from 60 points down in the second half?
I don't think so. Some have from around 52, 53, but...
Yeah, Geelong did last year against Brisbane, didn't they?
Yeah.
Well, there's one team second on the ladder, or in the live rate ladder is third, and the other one's on the bottom of the ladder, so the game far from over. Ross not enjoying his afternoon at his old club.
Well, he probably knows what it means, Ed.
No, it does.
It probably means it's going to be very, very, very hard to get top two. He's probably going to have to travel in the first week.
So we are playing for sheep stations here. Credibility for St Kilda. For Lenny Hayes, their superstar champion, as he's announced his retirement this week. And have a look at this. St Kilda go forward again. Nunes underneath it. Billings wanted one in the back. He says he's all over my number. Flicking it around, the ball finally spills out the back to Johnson, smothered again. That's been the pressure of St Kilda. Ray does well, he's got him. Will the umpire pay it? No.
How good was the smother by young Tom Curran? I mean, you can have all the theories in the world, but unless you have the desire to do the hard things, Tom Curran comes across the bit.
Beautiful.
I mean, that's just desire.
Story of the day, isn't it?
Yeah.
Schneider flicks the handball out nicely. Little chip kick forward, no 15, says the umpire. So it's picked up by Gunston. On the left boot, just chips it forward. Flying from behind, almost Armitage had two grabs at it. But once again, it's in the right spot for the throw-in. Almost a centering throw from here, Sandy.
And the Saints working on percentage. They could possibly get off the bottom of the ladder the way they're going at the moment. Here's the throw-in. Left forward pocket. Stanley flicks it out the back. Was he after Joey Montagna again? Ray applies the tackle and tries to lock it up. It spills free to Lenny Hayes. He needs someone going past. Gets it now in well. A centering ball goes over the head of Shenton. And it's okay because the mark has been taken by Brodie Murdoch, who kicked the goal in the first term and can stretch this St Kilda lead to quite an amazing proportion.
He's kicked 3 goals, 3 in his career so far, Sandy, in his 13th game of footy.
Good kick by Fisher. Could have blazed away, found the target.
The Saints need 3% to get off the bottom of the ladder. So let's watch Brodie Murdoch. A long run up, but he's directly in front. He's kicking from 52, but he goes for distance, and he's pulled that too to the right with that left foot and one behind. 80 plays 27. The margin is 53 points. Almost 16 minutes gone in this third term.
58 disposals to 28 in the third quarter. 26 contested possessions to 16.
Oh, he nearly got it.
Shenton we're talking about.
Shenton went up an absolute mile, nearly held on. Lenny Hayes on the left boot. Look at this. This Saints running everywhere. Schneider will get this on his left peg. He'll swing around, look around, and decide to centre it up. Murdoch punched away from Murdoch. Pavlich is ever at the moment. He's coughed it up. The kick goes forward again from Billings. It's going to be close. And through for one behind.
They have no half-forward leader, Fremantle, that's winning the ball. Well, there you go. You see, I think it's Taberner there trying to be third man up. They cannot get... Okay, this kick's fine. It's one of the next 2 possessions where they cannot get the ball past.
16 and a half minutes gone in this term. And the Dockers once again finding it very difficult to score. Shenton tucked on the boundary line. Runs out of room in the air.
St Kilda have shut down their ability to take it out the other side too. They've just decided, a simple coach, wherever they go,
we go.
If that's your opponent, you run with him.
Throw in again. Stanley doing the ruck work from behind. Fisted it down. Almost had to go and get his own ball. Here's Duncan. Centering ball. Where's Rewalt? Unsighted as Main. Takes the mark in front of Murdoch. Then heads to the outer side. Now there are plenty of Saints here. Fisher might do the roving work. He does. Fisher's away. Short. That's going to be okay. And the mark is taken by Bruce. He's a long way from home.
He's got no targets long.
It's going to get short. He'll have to wait.
Stanley's dropping down there now. He's offered him a lead of sorts, but he's ignored. He does go long with the flat-looking punt kick in towards full forward. And it's eventually rushed over for one behind.
Interesting, that one. The umpire called him time, move it on, yet he was kicking from 55 to 60. So he didn't give him the normal line it up as goal. If that's Murdoch, he's going to get that. Stanley's going to get that distance. Does the umpire still make the determination?
Oh, here we go. Don't worry about that. The interception.
Here's Billings. Billings gets the hand pass away, but it's errant. It is errant, and they may get out of it, the Dockers. No, they're not. It's a throw, and it's going against the Dockers. I think it might be Spur at the bottom of the pack with Montagna.
Good umpire. You're free, don't lose it. And that stops you mucking around.
Armitage has just tucked that ball under his arm. I'm having this kick and I'm going to go back and I'm going to stretch the lead.
West Coast come back from 54 points in 2006 against the Cats. This will be 61 points.
Okay.
8 years ago. The game's changed a little bit.
He's got to kick it first too, Root. But he's been really good, Armitage, and
well, they're going to
certainly hope that the club do the very best they can to keep him.
Yep.
If he kicks this, Sandy, it means Fremantle are going to have to kick 11 goals in the best part of 30 minutes of footy.
And they've only managed 4 so far. Armitage, steady as she goes. Misses to the right, almost shaved the post.
I'll tell you what, they're locking it in though. They've got him on the ropes.
They kicked 5 points in a row.
Yeah.
And 1 on the full.
Yeah. So they could have absolutely buried them.
So they're flirting with their fame again out of defence. There it is. Here's the turnover. Can they capitalise here, St Kilda? There's Johnson.
How rare is that from Johnson?
Fumbled and bumbled his way out there. Saints fans are up on their toes. Can they get a result out of this clearance? Have been magnificent. They've got first 2 hands on the ball. And a good strong tackle by Neil brings it for another ball up. 35 metres out directly in front of the Saints goal.
Don't look like it, Freo, do they? Not at all.
Saints get the next one. That's just about it, you'd think.
I think it's hit already, Ed.
Interesting now as we pull back from this to watch and look at the Fremantle jumpers around this footy. Predominantly, they're relying on the ball coming out the backside. And then St Kilda have the more numbers here. Once again,
Farron Ray, he bends it, he bends it, he kicks it, it's a goal! Farron Ray kicks an absolute ripper around the body. And that could be, not the first, it could be the second, might be the third nail in the Fremantle coffin all in one go.
I don't think the lid will come off now.
No, it is absolutely hammered in. And they can't win from here. They just don't even look like it. It's not whether it's mathematically changed. They don't even look like it, dude.
there's a difference between standing defensive side of the pack and defensive side of your opponent.
Farron Ray gets his first and his teammates are absolutely delighted. So too are the St Kilda fans. Been a big day for Ray. 16 disposals, 5 marks and capping it off with a goal. And if there was any doubt, well,
have a look at that time.
Look at that.
Half.
87%.
Last 10 minutes.
Total domination, and they're on their way to going again. Bruce got a hand to it, but that was all. It comes the way of Savage. Savage has a look downfield. He goes long and high, up towards full forward. Rewalt couldn't complete the mark. Stanley's hand pass. It's going to be okay to Nelson. He gives it to Ray. Ray's kicked another one.
That's raining.
2 in a minute. Unbelievable scenes here at Etihad.
It's not April Fool's Day, is it?
We're not at three-quarter time. And St Kilda, the 18th place team on the ladder, have already gone 40 points more against this team than they concede on average week in, week out.
This is a team last week, Dermot, who couldn't kick a goal and who this morning in the papers are asking the Commission for a priority pick. They reckon they're going so badly.
They kicked 3 goals last week in the entire game. St Kilda so far have kicked 14 and restricted the flag favourites, or at least one of them, to 4.
Farron Ray kicked 2 goals exactly 1 minute apart, Sandy Roberts.
Incredible.
We said maybe one would just put the 3rd or 4th nail in the coffin, and he's gone bang, 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 bang.
Hey, they're shoveling soil on it now.
Rod Stewart's working on it, dude. The old Undertaker. The ball comes out from Billings. In goes Lenny Hayes. There you go.
Is this a Lenny-inspired performance or what? I mean, where's it come from?
Well, the thing is, Roo, the emotion is there. They have played listless footy for quite some time, St Kilda. Today, they came out and they were emotionally charged from the outside.
You might have to play on.
Here they go again.
And just pretend to retire.
To Big Stanley, who was out at full stretch and couldn't quite hold it. That would have brought the house down. Anyway, they're going to get a second go because Savage has been magnificent. Great with his feet today, and he chips that one forward again, and it's Curran who has it. Holding it up, look at this, they're running riot. Revolt's got away, Stanley's got away, and he's got the mark.
Johnson pointing it into the pocket against Josh Bruce. Who's got him? Well, he's mine, I know.
Stanley has had 3 goals, 1 and 1 out of bounds on the full. He's run himself into the ground, Durham.
Oh, he's been superb. But he's played on different lines to Revolt. He hasn't played up next to him and then 30, 40 metres apart. He's allowed a different line of approach.
This for his 4th. Remembering St Kilda lost a player in the opening minutes when Sean Dempster was knocked out.
He's pulled the last 2 left.
He's kicking tired at the moment. No one's rush. We'll give it to Stanley, but it's pretty much a rush behind that one. So Dim, take us through this. This is the lead coming forward.
Well, there you see him in the middle screen now, and look who's trailing in.
Sloppy.
That's Luke McFarlane, I think, just trailing in there. First game back.
Bad bounce for Gwilt, but he's hooked it a little too far, and absolutely nothing going right for Taberner. The Dockers at the moment, 1 behind, and it's Gwilt who brings it back into play.
Derby, I think the other one, a lot of St Kilda supporters at the start of the year were thinking, why did we get Shane Savage? Well, I think today he's shown how good he can be, the young fella.
Well, the thing, he was number 23 in a premiership year last year. You don't get to that number. Unfortunately, you missed out. But you don't be that type of player unless you can play.
Delaney, Gwilt, Nunes all combining. Savage offering a lead short, ignored. Hayes saying bring it long. I've got Stanley down here with me. Let the big man go to town.
Revolt's on his own. Revolt's on his own.
Is that right?
Revolt is alone. He wants it. Now Stanley goes, but has he gone too late? No, he hasn't. Revolt. And he's got Schneider going past. Schneider couldn't get onto his left. Gives it back to Revolt. Back to Schneider. Now he's on his left. It's coming back, but not enough. And another behind.
Oh, yeah, Maverick Weller on the inside too, who feels like he could give him a stare, but is outranked seniority-wise.
This is exciting, though, isn't it?
It's super.
Unless you're a Freo supporter.
You'd be hating it.
Look at Weller, just an eye. We're missing
Johnson's kick.
Well, they brought it out again and just straight down Gwilt's throat.
He's got it. Goes into Lenny Hayes. Then he could do anything today.
Play on, Lenny. Play on.
Now he's got Dunstan wide, and that's where he goes. He can play on. He thought about it. Now he swings round onto the left.
Bang.
It's long. It's another nail in the Dockers' coffin.
Wow.
2 goals to that man, and they are steaming the Saints.
Luke Dunstan, I tell you what, he's been a rising star this year. He's been a great pickup. Lenny Hayes has been his mentor, and I tell you what, he's been a courageous player today. Really hurt his shoulder early on. He could hardly hold it when he come off the field. Got it re-strapped, has come out and played a ripper of a game. Lukey Dunstan, he's a player that's going to have a big future for the Saints.
Notice the plotting of that ball again. It came from wing to flank, zigzagging across the ground. They are not giving Fremantle's backman a read on the incoming ball.
40 points the difference at halftime. It's now nearly doubled. It's out to 75 points. St Kilda have kicked the last 5 of the game, 6 of the 7 in this quarter. We expected Fremantle to come out and throw everything at them. Ross Lyon peeled the paint off the walls at halftime, but it's St Kilda who have responded. The ball up towards the wing position. Flyers up. Gwilt has been magnificent. There he is again. Dunstan wanted to get onto his left. Gives it out to Savage on the right. Long bomb forward. Out they come again. Stanley goes up. The high arms up. Couldn't quite get there. Armitage's tackle was a beauty. The turnover is there again. Going hard, it was Nunes. Now Fremantle just slap it on the boot. Normally methodical with their exit from the fence. That's nearly 50. Lucky. No. Saw it. The other back up by about 50 metres away. Saw it. That's a 50-metre penalty. 4 minutes to go on the clock. 4:02. This is it for Fremantle. They've got to kick at least 2 in this quarter to have any chance of net steamroll. It'd be unbelievable. They're playing for pride now as Pearce shins the kick forward, and the Saints love that as Rui goes up and punches it through for a rush behind. Well, what a day it is for St Kilda. And you love it for their fans who've turned out, Sandy. It's late game on a Saturday afternoon. Not much to come for today. Actually came hoping that their team weren't humiliated. And as it turns out, it could be one of their greatest ever victories.
I think you're dead right there, Eddie. The fans came with hope in their hearts. But they, I'm sure, didn't realise they were going to see something like this. Maybe a win, but not a humiliation. Not a belting, not a rout.
57 more possessions this quarter to St Kilda.
And it's not over yet. Here's Savage taking for Fetcher. Short once again.
See that movement across the back line though. Now the chip, now they'll run it down. They've got a bit of space now.
Weller to Ray. Montagna has run, and he loves to run. Taverner's chasing, but Montagna gets away. Reball!
Zach Dawson's going to go spare at the umpire.
Oh, is he ever? He put the mouth guard out in preparation.
Have a look at him. He got tripped up by Revolt behind play. And he's going to tell the umpire, you have a look. Look at him. You have a look up at the look at the top of screen here. Pushed flat in the back.
The umpire was looking at the ball and missed it.
Yeah, when you're hot, you're hot.
Don't worry, Zach. You've done stuff like that for years.
I was going to say, he's never done anything
Look
like
at him.
that.
He's saying, come on up.
He'd be sick of being monstered by Rui at training in the old days too, wouldn't he?
Here's the kick. Here's the kick. It's right, and it stays right.
He's also saying, you don't have to go in and face Ross.
How many behinds, gentlemen, have the Saints kicked in this quarter?
They were 8. It was 9-6, and now they've kicked 6 goals, 8, and 1 out in a 4.
They've beaten Fremantle's total score for the match in this quarter by 2 goals 3.
110 disposals to 44.
There's Mzungu on the outer side. What can they find as Main takes the mark and plays on to De Boer?
And away they go. De Boer inside 50 with a kick. Pavlich has been fantastic.
Clever.
He just got Delaney, pushed him under the ball beautifully. Now it looks like Morabito's on in the square, and he's decided, no, I'm going to go back and put this through.
Clearances of 14 to 3 in this quarter. It's just,
He's got to kick this now, Pat, because that wasn't great play then. He should have swung around, and he had teammates who were outnumbering St Kilda's backmen getting back to cover them. He could have got that in quicker, and it was a better than 50-50 chance.
He's kicked one, and he went back, and he does what a champion does.
Yeah, right.
He measured it up, knew he had to kick it, and delivered.
yeah, the Pav, he's still a superstar. He'd be wondering what the hell's going on out there today. And a great goal from outside 50.
That's the first unbroken chain they've had from defence into their forward line this quarter, Ruth.
Well, their kicking's been average all day. They just haven't moved the ball that well. And we said there that Pav could have passed it off. There wasn't a crystal clear option, but he did the right thing and went back and kicked the big one.
Well, Pavlich kicked the first goal for the Dockers in this third quarter, and he may well kick the last. A minute and a half remaining. He's got 2 for the match. 104 plays 35. Stanley doing the ruck work. Here's Crowley. Gee, how quiet has he been? Up towards the half-forward line. St Kilda defence has been rock-like, although they haven't had a lot of work to do deep in attack because it's barely gone down there. Here's Montagna.
Crowley's had 8. Sandy, he has been quiet, but he's had a few teammates.
Yeah, he has. Savage called to play on. It wasn't 15.
I think it might have been that one.
Yeah, so do I. He's in trouble.
No, he planned that.
Yeah, well done. I didn't see Montagna initially there, but there he was.
He did it. He was waiting for the pressure to take him over. Yeah. You can't rush it yourself in that circumstance.
So this is St Kilda's highest scoring quarter for the year, and maybe they're not done with yet. Robertson goes to the outer side. Kick's got to be good here, otherwise they may have a problem. No, they don't. Well, Taverner may provide it. No, his hand pass goes astray. Ball spills free. Main tried a little toe poke. Wasn't to be. Nunes got it out. ridden into the ground. That could be a free kick for a high tackle. It is everything going the way of St Kilda at the moment. Weller's going to pick himself up and take the kick with 25 seconds remaining.
Just got to hit one target here, Mav Weller. 15 seconds. Decides to go high and wide. And Saints need a thump on this ball. They get it at the back. 8 seconds. Just need to hold on. Mzungu couldn't quite grab it. Picked up by Fife, who's been quiet today. 2 seconds. Inside they go, and that'll do it for St Kilda. Listen to the crowd. Look at these people who've come here today with hope in their heart that they wouldn't get thumped. That was basically it. They would have come here today hoping to maybe see something, to pay tribute to Lenny Hayes, to be here after that magnificent announcement during the week, and instead they have seen one of their greatest performances in recent times.
It's amazing what you can get when you play with spirit and passion.
68 points is the margin at three-quarter time. St Kilda 15-14, 104. Yep, that's 29 scoring shots to 11. 5-6-36 Fremantle. It's the Saints by 68 points.
Perplexed with the final just 5 weeks away. So to get the final quarter underway, let's go to the voice of Eddie Maguire.
Thanks, Andy. Let's go. St Kilda fans, well, this could just be one for the ages for you. Fremantle, of course, have got to fight back. Doom, you're pointing something out.
Oh, I thought Ross might throw a few real radical changes. Main has gone to full back.
All right, so it's Savage who gets the first one in. And Mzungu has been absolutely magnificent today. What a great mark that was.
I reckon if Blighty was coaching, he wouldn't even have went down there at three-quarter time. It feels like there's nothing they can do. He tried at quarter time, he tried at half time. I don't know what he would have said at three-quarter time.
I just want to ask Moose, because McFarlane is the fullback.
5 free kick.
Yeah, Main's gone there. Is McFarlane all right? First game back after a leg complaint. Is he okay?
Looking after him, maybe.
Look, I'd say we've seen him today. I haven't seen, like, I'm a huge McFarlane fan, as you know, but I haven't seen him being beaten like this in a long, long time, guys. And we know he's coming back off an injury, so maybe he isn't right. I'm not sure.
Well, it's all about the intensity now for the Fremantle Dockers. That's what Ross Lyon will want. Zungo's been good, but look at that tackle. Lenny Hayes has made that a trademark throughout his career. Dunson's been sensational. Revolt again is getting into the action in the back half of the field. Fife goes in, and every time he's gone near it today, there's been 3 blokes tackling him. A beautiful smother again there by Dunstan. Now, Dunstan has got a bung shoulder. He went off, he had to have it strapped, probably had an injection in it, and he's sticking his arm over the ball to smother, even though his team is leading by 68 points. That's the difference today in St Kilda.
He's still sore.
He will. He won't be shaking hands for a while.
He won't sleep tonight either.
On the left-hand side.
I reckon he might sleep pretty well. He just have a couple of little...
In the old days of Moorabbin, they wouldn't have slept
No.
after a win like this.
Very true.
Possibly for a week.
So you just look at the space they've created now, St Kilda. Rewalt pushing right up into this stoppage.
So towards Schneider and Spur, neither can take it. It passes Bruce. Main taken to ground. Bruce over the top. And Spur there as well. Another ball up.
They played Main at half-back last week against Gitos. I don't know why they're trying to do that or why they feel the need to do that, because it's an interesting one.
The ball's hand pass puts Spur under the pump.
Moons will come down in a second with Mzungu. He got a knee in the back when he went back for that courageous mark. Let's have a look at it. And he's landed heavily on the point of his hip there. He's in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, he's getting a little bit of work down there on the lower back and that right hip. And as you said...
Sorry, mate, go on. No, don't go on then. Taverner waiting for it to come out, but it's not going to. The Saints defence have got it locked up.
But injuries are the big thing now for Fremantle. So, Moons, how is he?
Yeah, look, he's in a little bit of a stressful pain down here. But I think it's just more of a cork in the way he landed on. We've all copped a few of those in our time. He'll be fine.
And Fife has now become the key forward. Off the ball. A little bit of claret.
Duffield coming off in his 150th life membership, but not a memorable day for him. So you really wonder what Fremantle can do to get out of this hole they're in this game, not only today but in the weeks to come, because it's not an easy road that they have ahead of them. Ball's filled free. It's kicked towards Stanley. Just pops a little shorthand pass meant for Weller. He couldn't take it cleanly. Montagna under the pump. Gets a short kick. Pierce's claim. He gets rid of the footy too, but Shenton pounces. Gets caught, not before he gets it away to Savage. Savage a little wedge up towards Lenny. Courageous and well shepherded. Well, he was blocked.
Yeah,
he's lost it.
He had to disguise it better. He was doing the right thing. He just had to give the umpire an out by turning his head away from the bloke he bumped into.
Good he did it though, because Zach Dawson would have nailed him there. He's frustrated.
Subin's kick goes down towards Taberner at the back, unable to complete the mark, and it's locked up.
You're 100% right there, Roo. If he didn't, the free kick on the wing, who cares at this stage? But Zach Dawson had that big right knee ready to go right through Lenny Hayes.
17 minutes remaining in this game. St Kilda have it totally locked up. No one able to get out cleanly there. An opportunity for Curran. Here's the Dunstan again. Boy, he's been busy. And they run it out. Montagna, a hurried kick. Chipping up towards Stanley. Reach. He's had his best game for a considerable time.
Well, that's his 12th mark, boys.
Can drift into the middle, and he does.
If you consider ever, yes, he has.
Fisher, wider to Billings. Little Jack took his eye off it, but now studies well and finds Nick Rewald.
So here's the difference now, because he was allowing Reece Stanley and Bruce to come and do the workload up this side, and Rewald can run to the wing on the other side on the quick change.
Snyder can't get there in time was Bruce. He needs assistance, and he gets it in the form of Curran. Curran's kick, it's going to be okay in the end. It comes back to the little man Schneider, and he pulls it away to the right, one behind.
15-15.
Amazing. 30 scoring shots to 11.
It's one of those famous old scores in the old days, Dermot. Here, Jack Dyer, 15-15, 105. Letting Fremantle 5-6-36. Well, you wouldn't have said Fremantle.
Practice that a little bit, Ed, I reckon.
Oh, but he's not all that sort of stuff. Just to run home and listen to Sandy.
Oh, thanks.
I don't want to bring it up, Ed, but it's etched in my memory. Richmond were 15-15, the Collingwood 14-14 in a preliminary final, 1975. I think.
73. Now, why would you say that? Why would you say that?
Well, it's etched in my memory.
Why would you say that?
Royce came on and slayed him.
Yeah, we know that.
Sorry, you brought it up.
Anyway, here we go. The Saints fans are enjoying this one. They'll be telling their grandkids about this. Sylvia took all day. Finally comes to Crowley. Even then, a stop-start, isn't it? Subin's kick is a good one, though, and getting back his 5 into the open goal. And he takes something from a lamentable afternoon.
Well, that's here. I'm glad he played on, because we've seen him on occasions. He's not the world's most reliable set shot, so he's decided to take the risk and keep going on here. David Armitage is not going to catch him. They've been outplayed, out-muscled, out-tackled, out-ran.
So Fife gets his first goal. He's had his colours lowered today. He's a wonderful, wonderful player, and I think many think could have won the Brownlow had it not been for that suspension. 105-42. Zach Clark goes early. Longer has been his opponent. Billy's been okay. Here's Rewald.
Clever jump.
Oh, he's not being punished. It was touched. So he gets it off to Ray. Back to Rewald. Onto the left foot goes Nick. Up towards the forward pocket region.
Well done.
Push forward towards Duffield. Can't claim it with the one hand. Needs assistance. Pierce gets it out the back. Main got a bad bounce. Fisher a hurried kick short. And that's going to be okay, because the wild man from the mountain, Shenton, has taken the mark. Oh! He plays on now. He bends it back. And he says, how good is this today? I'm getting the act as well. Cameron Shenton gets his first.
I reckon if there's a stat in the league for blokes who play on, he's the top of the tree. He just plays on no matter where he is. He takes the bit between the teeth and just lets it run.
The biggest thing for Freo in this last quarter is percentage, boys. I don't think it matters if they get back into the game from the confidence point of view or pride or anything like that, but percentage at the end is what's going to cost them, potentially cost them a spot on the ladder.
Well, percentage also is big for St Kilda. They can get off the bottom of the ladder.
Well, we'll whack the live ladder up right now. There you go. The percentage at the moment, it means that Fremantle have dropped down from second to third spot. We'll get it exactly on what has happened as far as their percentage in a second. The next break in play, we'll whack it back up and have a look at the bottom of the ladder for St Kilda as well. So Fremantle have got a bit of work to do in the last 14 and a half minutes of play. So Fremantle's percentage is 142.47 coming into this game, and it has taken a belting so far with a bit more to come. So Barlow thumps it long into the forward 50, off hands. Little toe poke forward there by Neil. But it's Savage for St Kilda. Oops, gone. Just took one step too many, and Pearce was able to pick his pocket.
And you saw up on the wing, Lenny Hayes, a lone figure, 80 metres away. Shane Savage, when you saw him put his hand up there, he saw Lenny Hayes and he knew he had to crib an extra 5 or 6 and get the ball on the fly to him. Well, that's what the coach wanted. Take the risk. If you don't risk, you won't get the reward.
So here's the kick from Pearce. Normally pretty good, and that's no exception. He gets his first. So 1 to Pearce and 1 to Fife. They've got a couple in this final quarter, but, well, the horse is well and truly bolted.
Yeah, as it ever, he's one of a number of Freo players that won't want to look at his stats, won't want to watch a replay of this game.
235 possessions only for Fremantle.
Well, look, you can go through a lot of their stats. Have a look at the live ladder. There's St Kilda. They need a couple more percent to get off the bottom.
They've closed the gap, though, on the Brisbane Lions with percentage 63.3 to 61.6 as it stands at the moment.
They started today, Sandy, on 56.97, so it's been a great day. We'll have a look at Fremantle's a little bit later on.
OK, let's go back in the middle. Can the Saints answer that goal? They've been able to answer every challenge so far. Montagna on centre wing gets the hand pass away. They look back towards half-back through the agency of Armitage. In fact, all the way back to Gwilt in the end, so they're going to switch play.
Yeah, they can keep going too, Sandy.
Yeah, Robertson, who's been OK in defence, Dylan Robertson today. Nothing wrong with him. Savage again. He might come back again to Gwilt.
You got to remember, Robertson playing against his old team, the team that discarded him, so this will be sweet for him as well.
Little something to prove, perhaps. Armitage had a big day.
I wonder if we're doing aeroplane like Troy Chaplin did against Port.
Weller.
Went down well, didn't it?
Weller kicks. There's holding on here.
And a mark, doesn't matter.
It's going to go the way of Rewalt. How many marks for Rewalt today?
How many marks for Nick Rewalt? That is number 14, Sandy.
Oh, shit. Amazing. Dunstan. Into the middle. Gwilt.
It was only 13, Root, because they paid the free kick, unfortunately.
Party pooper, Cameron Mooney.
Hey, blame the stats man.
Dylan Robertson gets it away on the outer side. Here's an opportunity for Nunes.
Gee, it's been a while since Fremantle have played a game and no player is into 20-something possessions.
Shenton.
It's been a long time since any team's played that.
No, it's extraordinary.
I think they'll get there. There's 12 minutes to go.
Shenton will go long, and he does, to the top of the square. Oh, Clark thumbed it down dangerously towards the goal itself. Luckily, Mzungu was there, and Mzungu will come down towards half-back, only to see Fisher playing in front and taking the mark.
Good to see him back, Sammy Fisher.
Yeah.
Just whack us through those. We'll do it in a second once this St Kilda plays finishes.
Once it gets in.
Fisher's kick goes deep in towards full forward. Weller's lurking. No one is able to get it to him, however. Dawson on the last line of defence. A couple of hand passes. They may get out of trouble here. It's very, very close through Sutcliffe to the boundary line. Keeps it in play. Comes back towards Montagna. Just dropped his eyes at the crucial moment and was unable to hold the mark.
Says something about the team. These are the stats here. Duffield, their highest possession winner, 19, and he's a back pocket. Barlow, 18. Johnson, 16. He's a backman. Fife, 15. Pearce, the same. Mzungu, 15 also. Main, 14. Neil, 13. And then you go down to Subin and Mundy at 12. It's just not enough footy.
Sylvia's had 7.
He's pretty well been staying home. He does come up the ground as well. Contested possessions, though, they are minus 17 against the 18th team in the comp. Live ladder, you can see it on the screen there now.
132.9. They started at 142.47. They've dropped 10%.
And Port below it in 5th place. Play tomorrow. If they win and win well against Melbourne, they'll go above them.
So suddenly they're back in business. So North Melbourne will be lamenting their loss last night to Carlton even further today.
If anybody is 2 with their tips this weekend, you are an absolute genius or completely the other.
The tea lady? No, I'm not being nasty.
No.
How could you tip these 2 results in a row?
Is there such a thing anymore, Sandy?
No, I don't think there is.
I think it's gone.
I'm Jethro Tulling, living in the past. Here's Schneider. Onto the right boot he goes, towards Farron Ray.
I think a bit thick as a brick.
Quite possibly that too. Many would think it. However, play goes on, and the Saints are just enjoying this now. Rewaltz, that's mark number 13 or 14 now. Comes inboard, that's okay. Finds teammate there in Billings. Another short one. They're just controlling the ball. This is Delaney.
Controlling it, they're queuing up.
Shenton. Hayes.
Kick a talk, Lenny. Give us a talk.
This will bring the house down. A talk and a goal. He's gone.
You get it back here now.
Duncan fires it across the face of goal. They've got players everywhere. Rewalt takes it from Joey and he says, I'll kick the goal. And he does. He's got 4.
And probably 3 votes in the Brownlow, I would have thought too, the way he's going, Doom. 28 disposals, 14 marks, 4-goal 1. Not a bad day.
His partner in crime will take a bit of knocking over too, Reece Stanley today.
I reckon they know how to spell revolt a little bit better.
What's the emotion, though? Now, this is what Fremantle should have done to the likes of Morabito early in the match. Manufacture the emotion.
It's emotion there. Lee Montagna, Nick Rewalt, there in the glory days, looking up the field to their wonderful co-captain and partner in crime, and Lenny Hayes announcing his retirement. And they've wound back the clock tonight, Derm, to the days of glory in the last few years of St Kilda before they've hit a few rough patches. Today is one for the ages for the St Kilda Football Club.
Total possessions plus 103, St Kilda.
And for their long-suffering supporters, today is an absolute beauty. They might just reopen the old Saints disco down there at Moorabbin for one more go.
Oh, no.
And the ball goes over the line and out of bounds. Forget about Tommy Bench statues. Stick one up for Lenny Hayes. Down there in Dendy Street, Brighton.
They did put a lump of concrete in Tommy Ben's hand because people kept jumping up there and putting a brown neck in there.
Yeah, well, 1966 they put the St Kilda jumper on Tommy.
They did too.
Former Premier of Victoria, who allegedly lost the mace for the House of Representatives in a House of ill repute, but we won't go on.
Is that right?
Apparently so.
What was he doing with the mace there?
It's to their own, Sandy.
Here's Rewalt.
15 marks, Sandy.
Yeah, and a long way from home.
I love a politician, his name is Bent.
He goes short. That has come unstuck. Put a teammate there in young Brodie Murdoch.
Oh, it's in the goal square. Down in the goal square.
Well, let it go, boys.
Longer and Clark just exchanging height differences.
Oh, the scoreboard!
Have a look at the scoreboard, he said.
Point to the premiership table, Zach.
Wilt the Stilt's been told to look at the scoreboard.
Oh, no.
Towards Main. Couldn't take the mark. Gwilt was forced to defend. It's over the boundary line.
I haven't seen that for a long time.
Yeah, give us a look at this.
Here we go.
Have a look up.
Look up there.
It stopped him, though, didn't it?
Oh, no.
They're throwing.
Come on, Billy.
Stanley
Sensational.
tried to go out the back. Duffhead it was who got the hand pass away. They're out of trouble through Morabito to the run of Fife. Oh, he's beaten.
Great spot.
And he's been beaten today. Saints go back into attack through Savage once again and find Stanley.
He's well within range.
Just
He's
wants
kicked the
to
goal.
go.
Gets a close-up, someone put it through.
Permission for a talk.
He's directly in front. Well, he's going short.
Right,
That's going to be okay.
And this boy can kick it too. If this was Caddyshack, he'd be described as a long hitter, this boy.
Well, he kicked one in the first quarter, did Brodie, after coming back into the side this week.
A couple since then. He's kicked 1 or 2.
I can give him a strike.
One of 3 changes the Saints made this week. Of course, Murdoch being one, Longer another, and Bruce another.
For the political aficionados out there, of course, we've got Stanley, Bruce and Fisher playing for St Kilda. A couple of Prime Ministers there.
Thank you. Let's get back to Murdoch. Left footer is away to the left and pretty severely too. So he's sprayed a couple after getting that early goal in the first quarter.
Well, what a day it has been. St Kilda fans, you've got 7 minutes to go. You'd want this to go all night, wouldn't you? This kick around the body. Who would have thought that these celebrated superstars from Fremantle would be getting the Bronx cheer from the St Kilda crowd? They're going nuts over there. They are celebrating throw-ins as if it was mark of the day. So the throw-in on centre wing on the outer side. Stanley doing the ruck work this time against Taberner. Pearce on the left foot. Kicks around the body, but Fisher.
You bring up a valid point, though, Roo. They've been so good. The toughest task today is to actually nominate or just eliminate 19 other blokes who can't be considered vote getters for St Kilda. They've been good everywhere.
Lenny!
Like going under 11s, down. Team effort.
Team effort.
All played well.
And the race for the Coleman is still alive with Rewalt getting 4 today. He moves up to 42. He's level with Luke Bruce. So there's a fair race going on there as well.
Zach Dawson, not a popular former Saint today by any stretch of the imagination.
There's the Saints in control. Mzungu taken out by Hayes. Ripping tackle, but that typifies Lenny.
They're not winding it down. They're not just playing dead till the hooter sounds at the end. They are charging this one out, the Saints.
6 minutes remaining, and you won't see one St Kilda fan leaving his seat until that song has been sung. Mzungu again towards Pavlich. Edged out of it. That was Delaney. Well done. Now Delaney takes the hand pass. Shrugs 1 tackle. Shrugs 2 tackles. Delaney's having a day as well. Short to Schneider. And he goes right across the ground. Good vision. Now he's got Jack Billings Ray if he wants him, or he can go even wider. He elects to go wider to Rewalt. Mark number 106.
30th disposal.
Stanley. Stanley wants to go too. Weller was calling for it, but Stanley goes back. He's too far out to score.
He's waiting for Rue to get up there.
Joshy Bruce is going to be the next one.
Away gone.
And away goes the kick from Will, and Johnson takes the mark. Johnson goes short to Barlow. What is Barlow's stats, Rui?
Barlow has had 22.
Okay. Mzungu.
And operated only at 56%.
Pavlich gets creamed again. Delaney did the job on him. Nunes, the hand pass is okay. The Saints just racking up possessions at will at the moment. Savage takes it from Murdoch and says steady down, and so Savage does. He goes to Gwilt on the outer side. They got runners wide. Ray's another one. They got Robert in there as well. This is Ray first. Round we go. Circle work. Shenton trying to make space for Montagna, but he elects to go longer, and he finds Jack Billings. Billings is a young left footer, and he's an exciting young player, but he puts that one in the hole, and waiting in the hole was Barlow.
So he's got nothing ahead.
Do not adjust your screens if you're just turning on the footy for the first time today. St Kilda are leading by 70 points.
Well, that's 50, or he's caught.
One or the other, yep.
4 minutes to go. Yet another untidy kick. Tireless has been Pavlich's efforts at full forward. He's been cleaned up a few times as well, but he's had no delivery today. St Kilda out on their feet. They've played a man down since early in the first quarter when Sean Dempster was knocked out. Gwilt just picks the pocket again. Look at them all on their haunches. They've run Fremantle into the dirt here, Dermot.
Super effort. And Josh Bruce now, he's dragged Johnson with him, and that should leave room behind for Rewalt to come up. Comes again, he'll go over his head, and it should be Rewalt coming forward.
That's
15s today.
Gee, I tell you what, he must have been an aerobics instructor, this umpire, because no one can run at the moment. If we get a wide shot, you'll see there's players who've been standing on the one spot in the defensive 50, the Fremantle guys, with their hands on their hips in the forward 50 there, haven't moved for the last 2 minutes.
268 possessions for the game for Fremantle. Hey, Moons, McFarlane, he spent the entirety of the last fourth quarter on the bench.
Yeah, he has, I've just been trying to find him out on the ground because I thought surely he'd come back on, but as we can see him there, he's got the jacket on. And let's hope he hasn't gone and done another calf. Cause,
any ice, Moons?
Look, I haven't seen the ice at the moment, Roo, but it doesn't look good. Just spending a whole last quarter down here on the bench, you know it's probably not a good thing after he's come back from an injury.
Well, Crowley kicked it down into the forward line. 5 plays on. The advantage is paid. He kicks a belated goal. He's got his second. Both coming in this quarter for Nat Fyfe, who was very good last week, but his colours have been lowered today. Now, this is the run home. Bear in mind they've got 3 at home at Patterson's: Carlton, Hawthorn and Port Adelaide.
Sandy, before today, I thought maybe drop one of the run home if they want top 2. Geelong and Hawthorn, the 2 toughest games here. Geelong down at Simmons. I think they have to win every game now to finish top 2.
Which is a huge ask.
So the last month and a half of football is going to be sensational in the run to the finals. The top 4, the bottom 4 and the 8. And even for St Kilda now, the fight to get off the wooden spoon. Won more wooden spoons than any other club in the competition.
Thank you, Ed.
Sorry, Sandy.
Here's Hayes. We'll get on with the game. To the outer side.
But they could get off the bottom is what I'm
Thank you very much. But well done by Jackie Billings. We're going to throw in.
It is wonderful in a competition where you have something alive through all 18 positions on the ladder.
Correct. And it's just changed in the last 3 or 4 weeks, hasn't it? I mean, it was rolling along almost boringly, but now, boy, there's a ton of life in it. Here's Morabito going with a long one down towards Fyfe again. He's tried his heart out, but this is Roberton, who, like most of St Kilda, has had a pretty good day. Roberton's kick goes up towards the 50. Main leads in the race. Look at Reway, still chasing. He won't get him. Main gets away and he goes to Pavlich. Pavlich gives it off to Mazungu. Mazungu, 65 from home, goes up towards the forward line. Going to be a free kick, is there? Yeah. And it's going to go to Taberner.
Even that kick, though, that kick should have gone to Subin.
Dermot Rue, St Kilda come into this game. They have the emotion of Lenny Hayes. They understand what this game is all about and the heart and soul is put into it. They look at the team that comes over, who rests Sanderlands.
That's dangerous.
Yeah, just do they look at that go? They're disrespecting us. They're going to come over half asleep. All those sorts of things.
I think they all add up. It all adds up.
So Taberner looking for his first goal. He was one of the inclusions into this side this week. He splits the medal. No problems for Taberner getting his first. So Fyfe's kicked 2 in this term. Pearce and Taberner each have singles, and it will more than likely be the only quarter that the Dockers are going to win in this game as we keep a close eye on the live ladder. Fremantle, you can see that percentage, 133.2. And Port Adelaide, 133.9 still to play.
Well, the Cats are going to win, and Port, you'd think, would win. They'll slip to 5th.
So 1 minute and 3/4 remaining.
We've had 2 massive upsets this week, and I wouldn't be backing it in as a moral now that the Cats are going to get up.
And I tell you what, the Dogs and Essendon will be a contest tomorrow too.
That'd be a good one.
Here at Etihad. Gwilt is a flyer. An effective fist away. Down he finds Savage. Savage heads to the wide open spaces. Billings leads in the race. Needs assistance. Hand pass putting out in front. In fact, he'll go and get it himself. But all too late, it goes over the line.
Throwing on the outer side. The Saints fans up on their toes. Dockers have kicked the last 2 goals of the game. 4 for the quarter to St Kilda's 2. But this has been a game for the ages for the St Kilda Football Club. Lenny Hayes as always. Look at him.
I reckon he went to think, he was thinking about, I'm going to give him a rotation. And the runner was out to him before. I reckon he said, no, you stay on for the entirety.
And again, Lenny Hayes extracts the hard ball and opens it up for Weller. How fitting in this game that it's Hayes who set up this forward thrust. And the ball goes over the line and out of bounds. And a little bit of a push from Billy Longer. So a minute on the clock. Can the Saints get one last one to send their supporters into raptures?
Oh, get in there, Lenny. Run through. Milk a free kick. This is one time we don't mind a dive.
As Dermot said 3 months ago to the day, was the last time they had a win. And they're going to get a shot at goal here, I think, are they? Yes.
I think Lenny was closest to that.
Touched.
Try and get him up for a shot at goal.
55 seconds. Who would have thought they'd win by the best part of 10 goals? 16,594 people have braved it today to come and maybe see their team get slaughtered, and it's been the exact opposite. Armitage again. Stanley couldn't quite grab it. Morabito lost control of the ball. 43 seconds, another bounce.
Well, there you
41 on the clock.
When it's a stoppage, it suits Lenny. So he might be a shot here. Well, see if he can get amongst it.
Inside the 50. Let's have a look. Plenty of holding and pushing going on there, and it's going to go against St Kilda.
Well, no sense of theatre, these umpires. No sense of theatre.
So Clark is the recipient. He's called to go now, and he'll come wide towards Zach Dawson. He gets the rounds of the table.
I love Zach.
From his former supporters. He goes to Johnson. Poor kick by
Here's
Johnson.
A chance.
Does this open the door now? The hand pass over the top. Went towards Lenny for a moment. He got rid of it. They'll go deep inside 50. They need a mark from Rewalt. He was held. He was held. He looks at the umpire in frustration, and Muzungu says, "Bugger this. We're playing on." And he does. Down towards centre wing. Here's Nunes to Montagna. To Roberton. And there it is. A mighty win to the Saints. A mighty win indeed. They last won in round 5. We're now in round 18.
There are times you go to somebody's hand and you shake it just because it's duty after a game, but the genuine warmth and congratulations to the people who are going to Lenny Hayes. It's one of the great aspects of our game.
Freo couldn't even go to their own players, but they are going to Lenny Hayes. Derm, you're spot on there. He's admired by everyone in the AFL.
2 champions there, Matthew Pavlich.